All right, everybody. Welcome back to another rendition of Mirror Musk. We are blessed by the presence of probably not one of the greatest producer of the 21st century. He's been acknowledged by Ye, the great Gavin McInnes himself, Ryan Katsu Rivera, sir. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thanks. No, that was very nice of you to say. I think, but then again, I don't know how many producers out there, but I think I'm better than Jamie from Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to my Compound ex alum, because I love all those guys, but I think I do more with an angry Scottish drunk guy yelling at me.
Right.
And I'm one guy that does audio, all the tech, all the research, all the whatever. Uploading. They have a team, so it's not fair. I think I might be the best producer of like you said, with the 21st century.
I think music and in production, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we should collab, honestly. Like that would be that's a big focus of mine, is trying to like get the politics out of my like personal life, since it's my job, and then just get back to music. So
is that kind of an area that you kind of like let go for a little bit or something? You just kind of back burner?
Yeah. It's all like that's why, this job is perfect, because like when I was doing stuff on Compound, which I love, like it was like a scramble, and it's like it's hard to think of original stuff and then be funny. Like it's like being funny and then being original, like that's pretty tough to do.
Right.
So I like this job because it's pretty sturdy.
I got an interesting question. You say being original, right? I'm gonna just jump at the gate and just ask you a crazy ass question real quick. I wrote it down. So we had Stevie Lou on, right?
You had Stevie Lou on?
Yeah, we had the great Stevie Lou on.
Yeah, great.
And he was actually talking about your originality and whatnot.
Yeah, I heard some of what he had to say. This might have been a different podcast. You might just be repeating things, but it's that I'm a hack. I'm a coattail riding hack that stole
Kyle hack.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So doing face swaps is hack. Like now that Kyle Dunnigan did it, he doesn't have an RFK Jr.
Yeah.
I don't even think his Trump is good. It's just very funny. I don't think he has a Patrick Bet David. I don't think and I'm not very competitive when it comes to this, but that's just like false. Like that's one of the many things that Stevie Lou has said that made me go from completely neutral to him to disliking him. He just shit like shit stuff out of his mouth. And I just, I'm not gonna go back and forth with him on Twitter. I don't wanna. I'll text him. I have been texting him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I haven't been fucking having a public exchange with Stevie Lou.
Yeah, let's get into that beef a little bit later, because I think we can kind of dive into it. But I think since a lot of people in our sphere might not know Ryan Katsu Rivera, I just wanted to throw out, since I hadn't really said anything yet, Dr. Chow and Ryan, dude, when I see you. So I discovered you first in the Gavin show back in like when you were on Compound or Kumia Network. So, and then I kind of lost track of you. You know how the algo like takes you different places, and you're watching one show every day, and then you fall out, you lose track of someone, and then you popped up again recently. So like for me, seeing you, it's like, it's kind of weird. It's like I see an old friend from high school, but you look different, and like you're a different dude now. So it's like, oh yeah, like I remember you, but you have no idea who I am. But it's you know that feeling.
Yeah, no, and like I like the fans fucking, that sounds cringy, but the viewers. Gavin taught me that. He's like, don't call people fans. That's gay. You're not celebrity.
That's for facts, man.
You're not the Rolling Stones. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But yeah, fans that are from Compound. Because that was like such a magic time. I think Legion of Skanks was on there, like just bogus shit was happening all the time on Compound Media.
Right,
dude, Gavin, was on there.
Yeah, right that was just like and then he set everything on fire there, and he was like, "I don't want to be here anymore." So Mike Fenoya is a faggot. And then he was like, "I don't fucking want to be." There was everything there was nuts, and like my life was really insane at that time. I was working and living at a hostel, and then also working a job on the weekends, and like I spent $7,000, I think, over the 2 or 3 years, maybe even close to 4, trying to be valuable at Compound Media, and also learning how to do it, like all the Adobe apps and then video editing and how to do the TriCaster, this machine thing that switches the cameras and all that, like that.
Oh, I got you.
I have
Okay.
a false input there.
Was he rock your teacher with all that, or did he not do shit?
No, he wasn't there yet.
Oh, he wasn't there yet. Okay.
No, this is before it like really changed. But yeah, me and Pat Dixon working late nights. Like, I don't know, Anthony I told him this recently because we're like on tour with him, Gavin, and Josh Denny, and like we were just in this party bus, and I was like, dude, thanks for like trusting me to like work your expensive things. Like that's really insane. Like I was the only person that was the case for. He had John Serino, before that Ben Ratner, then he had Steve, Drew, Garrett. He runs the audio. Yeah. But it's like to trust somebody to just come in and then like touch your expensive shit while nobody else is around, like after hours, is like major. He's like, dude, no fucking problem.
Right. Because you could just haul off with that shit. Yeah.
He said, I knew you were the best. He said, I knew as soon as I saw you, you were better than me at the age that we are. And he's like, honestly, like you're the best out of everybody that I know. And I was like, Anthony, what? And he was like, yeah. And he said, Wilmer is really cool and Dr. Chow rules too, but man, he said, damn,
how did you get in? Because you were doing the impressions. Were you calling in? Is that how you kind of got in your foot in the door? Or were you kind of like working there or interning, or how'd you meet those guys?
I was just like working at a sushi restaurant, listening to hours of Opie and Anthony, and then I wound up signing up because I heard Gavin on one of the best ofs. They put free clips on YouTube, and I was like, I'd never heard anybody say, "Can we say like the F word, F slur?" And he said F, and he said all the words that I like. And just like unapologetically, usually people kind of dance around them and they light it like a bomb. Like they're like,
yeah,
you treat it like it's important. And he was just like, yeah, these fucking niggers
these fucking faggots.
They're fag. And I was really like appalled by that. Even then when I was listening to tons of Opie and Anthony, because they had certain rules to abide by. So his lawless nature kind of made me want to sign up for it. And then so I was listening to Compound, and Pat Dixon comes along, and I was like, when his show debuted, I just remember he looks like Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. That's awesome. And then also he sounds like this. Yeah, the New York City Crime Report. And then so I like dressed like him, and then tweeted a video out where I like read a crime and said a joke. And then Anthony retweeted it, and I was like, this is the greatest day of my entire life.
Yeah, and then you Gavin started featuring you a lot, right?
Yeah, I did. So it was just me and Pat. Like and then I went on Anthony's show a couple times doing like a weird Asian character, which is odd because like his show really didn't have things like that. It was like just straight up interviews. But then I was doing this like Asian character that came on twice, and then so that was different. But yeah, through Pat Dixon, I was doing a bunch of weird impressions, and one of them was Gavin, and he saw that and he found it funny. And,
so you were on Pat's show before you were on Gavin's.
Oh yeah.
I misunderstood because I knew you were called Asian Pat Dixon, but I had seen you do that on Gavin's. I didn't watch the Crime Report that much, so
right.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I was intrigued by Crime Report more so because I don't know, he like from the start he would kind of push the envelope of the medium. Like he demanded like a higher performance from the guys in the booth. Like he would give them like a run of show. Like when I say this, hit this graphic. There's sounds set up. There's I think there's the first time we did like a lot of different graphical things. You know, like overlays and intros and bumpers and like pre-recorded and pre-produced bits and an intro, outro. Like he really took it to the next level. And so, but yeah, I did a Gavin impression, and Gavin's like, that's funny. And then he had me guest host his show when he went to Florida twice. I had Brittany Venti on actually.
Oh, dude, nice.
Like a big, not a big woman. That's a terrible thing to say about a person. But
that's all right.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's me on the record right there.
I want to talk about Gavin and like all your spheres of YouTube and streamers that you kind of focus on, but But speaking of Brittany, the last time I heard you pop back up was on Pod Awful. I think you called in recently, right?
Oh yeah, I love that dude.
Yeah,
Jesse is he's the man.
yeah. And I heard you and they said your name because I haven't been keeping up on your other show, and then I was like, oh, that's Gavin's dude. And then of course the Stevie Lou thing, but yeah, no, it's small world because yeah, Jesse PS he's got a really good show going.
Yeah, that's another guy. Like I appreciate the I don't know. I just like there's a show that I like that is basically like what we're doing right here, which is like PKA, and they're like total normies. They're kind of normal. I don't know. I like their show. Like they're funny dudes, not in like a ha way. Even they just like get along. So it's like a friend simulator sometimes, you know. But
I watch their stuff.
They're just fun. It's like lighthearted and good, and it doesn't feel like the world is ending when you're watching it. You're like everything's fine.
Yeah, hang on. There's actually normal people about. All right.
Yeah, I like that. I love like their energy. But anyway, but Pod Awful, like he is the complete opposite. It's like meticulous yet again, similar to Crime Report too, where we have a couple of things we want to hit, and there's a way to do it right and a way to do it wrong. It's not like it's not just free flowing. He gets in and he gets out, and it's like produced well. He's got bumpers and shit like that. It's like TV, so
yeah,
I always like that sort of thing.
No doubt. Let's jump back for a second because Lil Mirror, I think you've watched your fair share of Gavin before, right?
Oh, I love Gavin. He's awesome.
Yeah, and I think Gavin might be one of the funniest guys ever.
Gavin inspired me to have a kid.
All the
oh, you have a kid?
Yeah, I got a kid, but no, not that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, his movie is super dank.
Oh, How to Be a Man?
Yeah. I love that shit.
I was working for him for like 2.5 years before I watched it finally. He was
I've been watching him for a long time, and I found his movie, and I was like, oh, it's funny.
Yeah. He's like, have you read my book? I was like, no.
I'm get off
He's
that
literally my boss and a friend. I would consider him a friend too. Like we have, it's both things depending on if we're working or not. But yeah, I haven't read his book, and he's probably like, what the fuck? But then again, we have a lot of people that are like diehard Gavin fans that ask to work for the show and do stuff. There's not a lot of room for it really, so we haven't ever done that. But I don't know. I think that it would be kind of distracting if there was a fan of him that was working for him too. Might be distracting. I don't know. The fact that he doesn't really like I'm not starstruck by him. I'm impressed by him, and yet like you said, he's super funny. That's like I think the perfect level of I'll work for you and I respect and appreciate your work. Because dude, honestly, the first time I saw him being like hilarious funny, like with nothing prepared, was this Crime Report dinner thing. We went to this super nice little restaurant in New York City, and he's like he didn't know he had to like go up and say something. So he just got up and then just started like talking, and there was like laughs before he was even getting to his point, and it was just he really is super comfortable being the center of attention and like delivering laughs, and on tour too. He was dead drunk in Boca Raton, and it was like I was worried. I was sitting there, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be insane, and it was. He went on for like an hour. He was supposed to do 20 minutes, and he did an hour. He's like repeating jokes, and it was still funny.
So. We're kind of like covering this like podcast wars. I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on that.
No, but I want to know about this. So like, there's Kevin Brennan, there's
Chad
Jimmy Cukine, Chad Zumach, and then
Bob Levy.
I love Bob Levy.
He's funny as fuck.
He's like neutral to everybody, though, right?
Yeah, he's a fence sitter.
Kinda. Yeah, he's going against. He's got beef with Melendez. Stuttering John Melendez.
That doesn't count. Stuttering John is a spectacle.
But Stuttering John has an alliance with Kevin. So and Bob has an alliance. So there's all these different like beefs and alliances.
There's
and
like
shit.
Shirley Edgar too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have a lot of those guys on, but technically Gavin and Copper Cab were like an OG one of these types of beefs. Remember that shit? How funny that shit was?
Oh yeah. And they boxed it out.
Yeah.
And who won that? I don't remember who won that.
Yeah,
Gavin won that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nowadays there's most of the beef is the WATP guys involved in it too. Carl.
Who are these podcasts? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where anybody. So I don't. Is there a way to map this out? I'm sure it changes every week because
every day,
like especially with Kevin Brennan, like he's wonderful. Like if you're looking for entertaining like beefs, I mean that guy is nonstop. Like it's so good. You know.
Yeah, there's like a handful of of these satellite shows in this what we call the Gutterverse that kind of cover different stuff about it or do like wrap ups of like or clip channels of like beefs that are starting.
I thought this was Mudverse.
Mudverse is kind of like this Gutterverse, and then like those guys are all like we actually had like some of the guys from the Street Beefs universe on. We had Crib Mac on. You know that dude?
That sounds familiar. Yeah, like they fight, right? They're like literally fighters.
No, he's they're gang members from like South Central. They've been on Adam 22 a bunch. They're like those like yeah, it's another one of these spheres where these guys go online and they beef like street beefs, but they take them online and they fight on Clubhouse. It's fucking crazy, dude. People love the drama. So
yeah, I don't love the drama. It's one of the things I don't love.
You don't love reality TV, man?
No, I just don't. I don't, and I don't know why I don't, but I don't.
It's taxing, I know.
Yeah, Gino and Dixon are a big part of it too.
Oh yeah, yeah. So my guys that I love and I'm loyal to are Pat Dixon, Jesse PS, you know, and not in a friend way, but like in a fan way, Sam Hyde, obviously Gavin, that shouldn't even be said. Josh Denny, who I know he's got a lot of haters, but he's literally like one of my favorite people. Like
he seems super dope.
Yeah,
he's a cool person.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like when we first started working with each other, it was like whatever. We're just he felt like a kind of a distant entity that was like pulling together this thing, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But working with him, because like Anthony and Gavin just show up and do what they have to do.
Yeah.
But it's really at the end of the day when it comes down to figuring shit out, the run of show, the tech, you know, like how many people do we need for this, the bar, whatever, like all that shit is like me and Josh, and so like we've grown together like in that sense, and then also just like fucking around, like we get there a day or two early wherever city we're playing. And we'll have lunch with each other and talk about stuff. But I really do like Josh. I'll just call him sometimes and we'll chat. And I really do like that guy. And so
didn't Josh Denny bring one of his buddies on and whatnot? And it takes some minutes from you guys during a show. I thought there was some issue with that. With like Gavin was talking about that kind of pissed him off.
I don't know.
I forgot the gentleman that he brought on. He's a comedian or something. But Josh Denny brought him on, and then Gav was like. He's like, oh, we shouldn't let him do the thing, or he should talk to us because he punched you, the guy that punched you or something.
Oh, Carl. Yeah, no, Carl was supposed to be on the thing, but Gavin, I guess in hindsight, decided that shouldn't have happened. But to be fair, I think I gave him a bad intro when I the first time. I blame it on I take full blame. Like he was working security that night, and there's two shows. There was a late show, early show. So the early show, he's still outside, and I get the order wrong. So originally, the text that I got had Carl where I introduced him, so I was reading the order of text. I was told that order changed and then just was going by the text. So I fucking brought him up like too early. He still had his security uniform on and shit. And I didn't know his last name, so I was like, "Give it up for Carl!" And I was like, and then people are waiting for the last name, and I fucked up. It was weird.
No last name. He's straight.
He took a long time getting to the stage because he's like, "What the fuck? I'm not supposed to be on right now," and I felt real bad about that. And then
so he punched you in the fucking chest.
No. He told me these are two separate things.
Okay.
I'm also responsible for why he punched me. I mean, I was asking him to punch me. I was asking all fans there to punch me in the stomach and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't ask. Dick Masterson was there, who also like doesn't get along with Jesse at all. They've been at odds for like years, but that's the thing. Like Jesse doesn't care. He's not like, you can't talk to those people. They're my enemies. He's like, he's just
fucking bitch shit.
He's just having fun. Yeah, he's just having fun. He doesn't care. Like so.
Okay.
I like being friends with as many people as possible, or friendly, I should say. Friends aren't really internet people unless you pursue it and turn it into a friendship, but so I was asking everybody to punch me, all the fans, and it's like a thing in boxing training, like iron body. Yeah. And I asked Carl, and he said no. Like I was pretty drunk, so I don't remember all of this, and I don't drink very often. And he was like, "Nah, I don't want to punch you." And I was like, "Come on, don't be a pussy." Josh Lacash just punched me outside, or punched me harder than you did. So he like wailed on me, and like my instinct was just like put my guard up, and then I tried to get a rib shot in too, and then by that time, now we're just kind of like locked up. He pushes me on the ground, and he's like, "Dude, stop!" And I was like, "I don't know what happened right there. I'm sorry."
It's just natural reflexes.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I went up to him afterwards to try to apologize, and he's trying to tell me like, he's trying to say something, but the first sentence of what he's trying to tell me sounds like he's rejecting my apology or something. So I was like, you know what, fuck you, whatever. and he later told me, he was like, dude, what I was trying to get at was this, and you said fuck you at that point, but I was getting to this, and I was like,
it's just drunk shit, dude. That's boys being drunk. That's homies being drunk. So.
And what I didn't like was people jumping on his back for it, because like, but that's what's gonna happen, like that's why I don't talk about people. If I dislike you, I'm gonna talk about you to Jesse or Pat or what. Like I'll talk about you for sure, but not online, because I don't know you, and I'm not interested in the going back and forth shit. It just takes energy and time, and it just sucks, like. Yeah, and unless you're gonna like fight a guy, so which I am, it's been announced that I'm gonna fight Stevie Lou. It's very undesirable for me to engage like that. I don't like that negative, that long drawn out. Where is this going? Negative.
If you run into him in person, it's just like, all right, where are we at? What are we doing?
No, Lou's been bringing it up at least once a day. He's been going in every show bringing it up. He was
tweaking on our episode about it, dude. He brought it up twice by himself about it.
That fucking Asian kid, fucking Ryan, fucking whatever.
Like I wrote down what he said. He says you're fake working out. You actually don't work out. That's just a shtick. And he said you threatened to break his ribs.
I did. I have the text message. I said legally. He's admitting, if he wants to read text messages, this is what I said.
He said legally, I'll break your.
Yeah, I'm not doing a Twitter back and forth with you. You have time to run your mouth on podcasts. You have time to set up a fight. So give me a legal opportunity to break your ribs.
Oh, there you go. All right, respect. That's
I'm not mad at you. I don't care about you. I want to box you because you showed interest in fighting me by liking a tweet that said, yeah. So basically, there was a tweet that was like, it'd be interesting to see these guys fight, and he liked it. So what that means is, I like the idea of fighting you. So he is now trying to be like, he wants it both ways. I don't want to actually challenge Ryan to a fight, but I want to look like I'm up for that. And it's like you're not up for that, actually.
That's what pussies do.
Yeah. He's listen, I don't care about him. I have no interest in talking shit on him. I just this is how this has to go. And I don't know. Dude, he was, what else did he say? He says, actually, this is kind of flattering. He says I'm on steroids. I've never taken That's like so nice of him to say. Thank you. He said some other shit that I was, after Pat punched Gino, I was going around like screaming hooray, or like where show me anywhere.
There was something also. He said you've been sticking your Proud Boys on him though. Also, Proud Boys that threatened to beat his ass. Also, though, he had an issue with that because you're trying to instigate Proud Boys onto him.
That literally that has to be a lie. I swear on God, I swear on my daughter, I've never asked anybody to do my bidding for Stevie Lou.
All right.
Just listen to the name Stevie Lou. Think about Ryan Katsu Rivera.
You gotta not make me do a spit take, bro.
A man of God, a father, an employed person, a person who takes care of himself, doesn't do drugs like a fucking loser.
He's had other beefs like this before, so it's not surprising, I think.
Right.
But as a hypothetical, we put a bunch of hypothetical bouts together potentially for all these guys in this universe. And if you were to fight Lou, do you have a background in martial arts?
I've been training boxing for coming up on a year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and I somebody up
before that. Yeah. Well, I'd like to think that I could. Otherwise, I've been wasting a lot of money. And it's like, all I want to talk to Stevie Lou about is how long the rounds are, how many rounds, what weight gloves are we wearing. I asked him his weight. He told me his weight. Thumbs up.
6'6", so he's got some range on you, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. He's got to be able to use that range,
Yeah.
Is the size all right? Like it's close enough?
No, I think you're a little. I'm a little squirt. Yeah, I'm a little squirt.
I know he's like.
He's 6'6",
6'5" or 6'6" or something.
Is he 6'6"? Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I don't really think height comes into it unless he's trained to use his because range is what unless you have like something like power behind it or technique behind it.
Well, this is interesting. He also said though too, you've never been in a real fight, which I think is false because I saw that video camera footage that Gavin McInnes caught from his home security system of you guys having to hold down that big old dude. Remember, you took some punches to the face, bro. I saw that shit.
Yeah. They were kind of slappy punches, but yeah,
okay.
That one. But here's the thing, like that. I feel like that was really that just like all fell into place. That was like lucky. I consider that lucky. Now, when it went to outside, there's not footage of this. Either there was footage and he didn't want to show it because it like doxed his house, Gavin, or there just wasn't footage of it. But I don't remember ever seeing it. So outside, he's like, guys, like I'm chill. And then he would ask for he asked for his property back, which was a weapon.
His pistol.
yeah. I guess it's not there. Like that's something I wouldn't have wanted to mention because that's like I don't know, whatever. So yeah, he's asking for his gun, and we're like, no. And now he starts fighting us again. And like this is when I think it was actually me and him, fairly against each other, because he's trying to hit me. And I'm just putting my foot repeatedly, like I do this a couple times, against his hip bone, and I just push him back so he falls.
Yeah.
So I'm actually there's barely any punches going on there, but like I kept him at bay, which was the goal, and I almost went to breakfast with him the next day. I don't hate the guy. I literally don't feel any harsh feelings towards anybody, Stephen Liu included. I don't care about him. I think he deserves to be punished for the things that he said.
He needs to be punished. So that's how you do shit. So you dictate who should be punished.
No, that sounds wrong. No, you're right. No, he doesn't deserve to be punished. But here's the lesson here. It's like, dude, you're talking about my loyalty to my friend Pat.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should have defriended him after he did something. Like, whether or not it's right or wrong. Like, what are you talking about? So that's one. Second of all, like all this, like just lying. Like I was parading around saying, yippee, Gino got hit. What are you talking about? That doesn't exist out there. I have feelings about what happened there. I have feelings about the fallout afterwards between Gino and Pat, and I don't make that public. And I just that's not really the thing that I want to get strangers like involved in my.
It does feel like he's pulling you towards this idea of like wanting to fight or something. He's like really trying to hype it up, which is it's kind of like part of he's on at least one stream a day, so he needs things to talk about. So
yeah, this is the most I've thought about Stevie Lou this entire time. After I saw the fight poster, I just went out for a run. I did a 2-mile run just to be like, okay, now I actually have a goal, because like all this boxing has been no goal. You do some sparring or whatever, but now I actually have a face, So anyway, but when it comes to Stevie Lou, I don't know. I don't want to say like I feel bad for him, but honestly, like I do, because he's been talking about me a lot, and I just don't think about the guy. Like, I'd like to think that after this, he will have come away with the lesson of like, I don't have to be so disgusting and volatile online. I don't have to be just like a fucking wreck.
Expose yourself
he's a wreck. I think he's a wreck.
But
so
do you know his buddy Ski Mask at all? You know that dude?
I think we must have hung out. Yeah, I know Ski Mask. But here's the thing, I don't know. I can't put like a face to the mask, but I've hung out with both of them.
Probably.
I think I've hung out with the mask one and then the not mask one too. At the secret comedy shows. Yeah.
That they're involved with that stuff. So yeah, they're always there. So
I want to get a little bit off Stevie Lou now.
Yeah,
he's a loser. He's a nobody. Anyway, so Ryan, I have a question for you, sir. What drew you to the Big Apple, man? Like, what about it really drew you in here to, cement your family, start a family in here, and create your career? What made you? What drew you to that?
Well, I've always lived in New York, so that's probably, but
Always.
yeah.
No shit. Since like childhood and whatnot.
Yeah. Co-op City until like fourth grade, and then I moved to Hudson Valley, New York. My family did, and that's Washingtonville. I went to school there, so that's just like like the woods. There's mountains and like rivers and trees.
Gotcha.
Really nice. And then it's Compound Media that Pat knew that I did the Pat Dixon impression, so he said come on and do it, and that's the first appearance on that on the network there. So that started my like going to the city thing. Just taking the train.
Right. You almost get pushed on the railroad tracks at all, man?
Dude, yeah, I actually got stabbed by I think a screwdriver. Like
what?
I'm on this crime report, we're covering crime, and then like one day after we wrap up at the studio, I'm running to my train, and I have like a case of beer and I have like my guitar. Me and Pat were jamming at the studio, and I'm running to Penn Station, and I run past this guy putting like plastic in his pocket, and I don't care about that, so I just keep running. But I think what he thinks is I saw him put drugs in his pocket, and I'm gonna go run and tell because he was a little psycho, like a psycho black guy. So like thinking his psycho black things. And so he's he's running, fucking rapping in his head. He's like, I'm the best, I'm the one, fuck a gun.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't.
I made that up. Like I listen to zero rap besides Lil Mur. I will listen to some Lil Mur from time to time.
I can't.
His isn't really rap, dude.
Put that all over the place.
I can't.
It's more like I don't know what you call it. It's Mir.
Lil Mur. Lil Mur. Is it Mur or Mir?
Mur. Everyone calls me Mir.
I said Mir.
Yeah.
I like Mir.
But yeah, no, that was a huge tangent. Sorry, but yeah, so he saw me and then he chased me, and I didn't even know he was behind me, and he like jabbed me in the back, and then I fell to the ground, and I stand up and he's running away, and so I'm turning around looking at him, and then he like comes back and he's like JK, and he starts running towards me again. He doesn't say JK. That's too smart. That's too intelligent. And then I see him, so then I start darting like the other way and run into a pole and crack like my eyebrow open.
Oh fuck, dude.
That hurt and was more bloody than the stabbing thing. So it turns out he's running back to grab the beer that I dropped.
Oh, good man. He's smart as fuck. He played your ass, bro.
Smart guy. And I can go back to rapping and walking in circles, scratching his ass.
You go taking a shit in the fucking janitor box.
Yeah, it turns out like so I went to the police station, which is nearby, and we're looking in the area for this dude, and I'm like, I'm gonna get you in trouble, and we're like searching for him, and I point out the guy. It's got to be the guy. I mean, he's right there at the same place. He looks the same, rapping the same song, but
Yeah.
And so I point out, I was like, I think that's him, and they're like, dude, if that is him, we can't take him in. He's like stimming. They're like, if he's like too retarded, like
we don't want to freaking what do you call it? I forgot that fucker who died in Minneapolis. What's his name?
George Floyd.
Yeah, you don't want another George Floyd incident.
Yeah,
so
that's true. I mean, but they were like, we can't arrest him because he's like he looks psychopathic or like psychotic. So he got
he's better to leave him on the streets than take him in.
He got a free one. Yeah, and so I was stabbed there, and then ran into a pole. But yeah, New York City's otherwise been pretty good to me. It's been just a lot of adventures there. So I've always.
How's raising a family in New York City though, man? Is that kind of struggles, or has it just been pretty easy peasy?
In Westchester, it's better, but yeah, like I don't know, we're close enough to the Bronx, so I like to visit Co-op City every now and then. So it's like I don't know, I think it's a safe distance, and I could pop in the city. We've been filming like a show, me and my buddies. Low res Wonder Bread, internet 4Ks, Matt, and fucking Richie. Like there's like a small cluster of dudes that we've been filming this movie. It's gonna rule.
Okay.
A lot of it's in the city, so that's fun. So I do like the city, yeah, but I mean, dude, I couldn't imagine living in the city. That would suck.
You ever think about moving out possibly, one day, or are you just
Yeah,
stay
yeah,
Well,
there?
he's like in the woods, kind of, right?
Oh, okay.
Well,
Or like
yeah.
suburbs type stuff. It's not really like the
Mm.
concrete
It's
jungle
not the
where
trenches, but
yeah,
But yeah, no, but the fucking like it's a lot of money. It's like really expensive.
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Mhm.
not the place I would like to raise my family, to be honest. And they might like, I don't know. They were really close to like mandating, like vaccines and shit. So I
Mhm.
don't want anything to
You
do
gotta
with that.
get your vax, man. I got it, and I feel great.
You feel
So.
great, right?
Yeah, I feel great, man. Never got COVID, baby.
That's amazing. But yeah, so you guys are what, from Texas or like the
I'm
Midwest?
from Missouri, St. Louis, baby.
No, I'm down in Florida.
Down
Yeah, yeah,
Are you?
yeah.
Nice. All right. Yeah, both are good options. I mean, literally anywhere south is pretty neat. South Carolina, Gavin was talking about moving there, and I would like to do that.
South Carolina.
If he moves there, we're fine with moving there. And he knows that I'm down to do that.
Well, I got another question for you, brother. What got you into music, man? Was it just you just picked up the guitar, or did you kind of just what inspired you to get into music, and how was your first years, developing your sound and whatnot? You know what I'm saying?
I think I was like always a fan of comedy,
Right.
and so I saw fucking Adam Sandler playing like the Hanukkah song or the Thanksgiving song.
Mhm.
And then I was like, I didn't know you could do both. I didn't know you could because I wanted to be a funny person. I was always doing little voices and being gay and retarded. And I didn't know that you could like play guitar too. So I was like, well, I want a guitar. And so my great grandfather, we went to Walmart and I was looking at like a Daisy BB gun and I was looking at the first act guitar. And I got the gun first, and then I was like, this is kind of boring. So not boring, but there's only so much you could shoot with a little BB gun.
Right.
And then I got the guitar, and then it's like, then I was like attached to it.
That opened your world and shit.
Yeah. I had keyboard and stuff like that, but like guitar, it was like so sick. I didn't even know how to tune it for the first entire year. I was like playing and making up little songs and stuff, but the tuning would change, so I'd have to like learn different shit. Like, you know what I mean? I literally didn't know how to tune it.
Mhm.
Then my uncle Steven, he tunes it up and he teaches me "Smoke on the Water," which is like the infamous like first song.
Yeah.
And then I start learning. Then I'm just like playing by ear and shit. But these are all like leads, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the first chords were like I looked up tabs for them, like "Knocking on Heaven's Door" by Bob Dylan, and then like Cat Stevens' "Wild World." And then now I got the chords, and then also like the diddling around melody stuff, and then from there, then that's enough substrate to create your own sound or whatever. So then I think at that point when I was like maybe like 16, that's when I was like starting bands or being in bands, starting bands, whatever, like playing.
Dude, I tried that shit. Fuck that shit, man.
What, guitar?
No, starting bands and shit, bro. Groups. That's just that's a waste of goddamn time, dude.
It's hard. It is. Unless you really have like brothers, like we're going to do this. I was in a band that like we did such great things, but it just falls apart because like you got to work.
It does, and I mean, like when I started, I was like 19, working with like 17 and 18-year-olds, and even that year of progression and whatnot with your mentality, it's just completely different. They slack and shit. It's like, what am I doing here? I'm wasting my fucking time.
You got to depend on them, and they're like,
yeah.
And there's always like one guy in the band who's like been quiet the entire time, and then all of a sudden he's like, I have a vision for the band, and now he's like, either you'll do what he wants to do or he'll leave.
No, what I did was I trolled our group. I left, and then I had the fucking login for their accounts. I started posting like nude photos and whatnot. Fucking with the dude, they were tweaking this fucking.
Look on Facebook.
What's up?
Like on Facebook?
No, on Instagram and shit, and their Twitter and on their SoundCloud is posting like porn, like sounds and shit like that. I was fucking with them the whole time.
Oh my god, you were like the fucking damn. That's
because I was the admin, and then I left because I had all the shit, so I was just fucking with them, just to troll them.
So what did you do? You play guitar and stuff?
No, I tried, dude. I didn't like the calluses, man.
Yeah.
I played clarinet and band and whatnot, but I got into music. I was hopping on like Lil Yachty type beats, Eminem type beats. I was doing like comedy rap. I didn't, it sucked. And then eventually I got into more like Lil Peep, Juice, not even Juice WRLD, because Juice wasn't big at that time. It was like Lil Peep, Team Sesh Bones, Xavier Wolf, Chris Travis, all those guys. And I started doing more like emotional alternative rock / rap, and that's what kind of like progressed myself into that.
Yeah, Juice WRLD actually I think I listen to like 0.01% rap, but Juice WRLD I did like his it was kind of emo. It was kind of emo, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I used to like more rap for sure. Like I used to like Drake and remember Lil Wayne songs and stuff, but
Fuck, Lil Wayne went hard, dude. That's what I got Lil from, was from Lil Wayne. That's not him.
Oh yeah. No, he start that? I think he literally started that, right?
Did he?
Or was there another Lil Kim? My bad.
Kim.
Rest in peace. No JK, she's alive. I don't
You've been listening to the Ye stuff in the last like year or two? Like some of the unreleased, like the leaks that come out that Kanye's been putting out?
Not really. I heard so when we interviewed him before we started the interview, he rapped something from his phone, and then like we published it because we asked him, is it all right if we record this? He's like, yeah, and then he starts rapping. So we posted it, and then he asked if we could take it down because it wasn't ready yet, and we're like, yeah, whatever, and that's fine. Oh no, you know what? I think he was cool with that being out. Actually, there's something. No, he wanted us to change the title. It was Saving Ye, and he didn't like.
You know
Why do I need
what?
to be saved? I don't need to be saved. Why would you save me? I don't understand.
And so we changed it. And then but then he came out with the final version of the rap. Like, I guess this is my thought process as somebody who also makes songs too. If like a rough draft is out there, you're like, I have to like finish the song so people know what I'm actually hearing in my head. So I heard that's the last.
The interesting thing about these leaks that are coming out, like some of these YouTube channels, like there's like certain songs that have like 5 or 6 different versions, so it like evolves. So like there's all these fans that like wait for him, and he'll like release it with like a completely different beat and chorus and refrain, and then he'll release it again, and it'll be another completely, but some elements will be the same, but it'll have a feature on it or something, and it'll be more rough. So it's like, it's kind of cool. I think it's like for like an artist like putting out stuff, whether he's doing it on it.
Oh, he froze.
It's keeping them going, man. So I really like, that's mainly the stuff I listen to lately.
That's cool. No, that's like a super healthy exercise for any artist. I know we were filming the thing with Rusty Cage, that movie. Rusty Cage is in it. I don't know if you know him. He did the Knife Game. Big time YouTuber, but like super nice guy. He's like big time super YouTuber. But yeah, no, he couldn't be a cooler dude. Like I really like that guy. So he was talking about a song that he's just it's like there's so much weight on like how he wants that to come out that it just never gets done.
Yeah.
But if you just like record it and you're like, this will be the shitty version, and then now that's there, now you know you could do it and go from the front to the back, and then.
What do you guys use? Are you using what's the fucking fruits or the fuck that fruit shit? Or are you guys using Logic Pro X?
I just use regular GarageBand for my music personally.
GarageBand, bro. You gotta go to Logic Pro, man.
I like being like in poverty musically. I don't know. It's
Logic Pro is only like, I think it's like $100, $120, bro.
Oops. Yeah, I probably should get that.
You should, dude. That shit is way better. I used GarageBand when I first started. It was good, but after a while, it's more user friendly. It's just a better fucking program.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah, dude, I'm a huge fan of but I didn't see that. So was that on Censored TV that he came in, or did he do it over the phone?
No, we went to him.
Oh, dope!
Like last minute. And before that, wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Was he in Atlanta or LA?
LA.
Nice.
At his he was like starting like a little headquarters compound thing.
Yeah. Oh, was it recent? Or was this a couple years ago?
No, this was a few months ago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Was it last year?
Hey, didn't you call him Kanye or something?
It was when he was going around doing like Jones and all that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was with Nick Fuentes and
2
shit.
days after that or something crazy. It was like right then.
Yeah,
a couple days, whatever. But yeah, so that was really exciting too, because honestly, actually, yeah, you know what that was? That's totally true. All right, so the rap completely died for me about like the more like racist I got. So or just like, not really racist. Like I love all people, but
Well, blacks
black
and
people
Asians, though, I
black
mean,
people are really misbehaving these days. I'm seeing some crazy shit.
Well, do you have you given the drill stuff? Have you gotten into that at all?
No.
Like this? Yeah, that stuff.
I'll
gets
give
me.
it a shot, but I guarantee I'll hate it. I think that I think
drill
it's
goes
the most,
dirty, bro.
I think it's the
fucking hard.
most like
Super
that's why I
violent.
think Juice World at least was onto something because it was like emotionally based, but otherwise I would say that the state of hip hop and rap is satanic, materialistic,
Yeah.
it's sinful, and I would be fine if it never existed.
What's wrong with satanic, man?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm not down with that. You want hear any Playboy Cardi?
No. I don't know who that is.
He's like the most
Yeah,
popular
you do.
right now.
You know who
Swear
Playboy
to
Cardi
God.
is.
I've heard his name. I
Okay,
couldn't.
there you go.
If you gave me like, I'll give you $1,000 to pick him out of a lineup of 5.
I think it's brilliant what they're doing with the satanic shit, though, man. I mean, look at what was that clothing company, Balenciaga? What was it? What was their name? That got canceled the
Yeah.
baby shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
You make it so fucking rare. You make it so like what's what I'm looking for? So dark and so demented that people was it you push people so many people away when you have this like persona or whatnot. It makes people want to listen to you because of how possible dark it is, or buy your merchandise now. Like you are, you know what I'm saying? You make it so controversial that people are going to want to check it out.
Well, you have to be. I mean, because the market for rap is oversaturated. It's like it's replaced all music in all public spaces, all music that's in any movie ever. Like even Tom and Jerry, that was the first movie I was allowed to watch after COVID. They lifted the thing. I was like, I'll watch any movie. I just miss going to the movies, and I saw Tom and Jerry at the end. It's like, yo, Tom and Jerry, they're going down the street, nigga. Look at this little cheese, nigga, eating. I was like, really? For Tom and Jerry?
I mean, look at Marilyn Manson, though, man. I mean, heavy metal at some point.
Yeah, but the thing was, they had instruments, and I'm not shitting on just lyricists, but like I need personally, as a person that listens to music, I need either some guitar in there, whatever. Like I like Dio, but you know what? Dio is actually a Christian.
He's not satanic at all.
He but he flirts with that shit. He talks about the devil, whatever.
Well, you need an enemy to a hero. You can't. That's not a good story if you don't have an enemy with a hero.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's like Batman without Joker or something.
Yeah, it's no one's gonna listen, no one's gonna watch.
Yeah.
You got to have some type of,
I don't know. I just yeah. I guess
I agree. There's a lot of good stuff, but I like it. I mentioned Kanye, like
That's what I was gonna say. Is like around the time when Red Bar was on Compound and things were like still very friendly with them. Like he was always playing Kanye, like because he's from Chicago and he's from Chicago, and he like I was getting rid of all the rap in my life. I just had no time for it. I couldn't relate to it. Like I'm not a fucking guy with a chain. Sorry. So I like to relate to my music.
Right.
So so I'm just like a dude. It's funny, like, and then so I was listening to Kanye still because I was hearing it from that before everything blew up with him and Compound. Obviously I was just stayed loyal to Compound after that. But what he did show me was that Kanye is still doing great stuff, and he's followed me all throughout that. Like it's been Kanye is like the only rap that I would listen to. Like Life of Pablo is amazing. I forgot what he did after that. The Schizophrenic and I Love It, Bipolar and I Love It one, whatever. That was really good.
I think he just called it Yay or something, right?
Yeah, there was some shit on there that I didn't like, but like he musically knows what to do and he expresses himself very well, like as a producer, and like I respect that. When it comes to just trap beats, just very repetitive beats, I'm not a big fan.
Dude.
Right? Yeah, I mean your stuff is good. It's got like atmosphere.
That's because I mean when I listen, I mean, dude, when I try to look for beats, I probably go through about 200 to 100 beats before I find the one I like, and then I have people who I reach out to, who I work with, that add onto that beat to make it even more, that hits even harder. So I mean, you're never really gonna find that type of beat that's so custom made that you listen to, unless you have people who can custom to that beat.
We could try something out if you want to, because I'm always looking for like ways to try to force me to do music. So if I'm just doing music for me, I can slack off and like not do stuff for months.
What do you usually do? You just do guitar, or do you make your own beats completely?
I've done just I mean, a majority of the stuff that I have out there is just like from synthesizer shit.
Okay, so you do synthesizers mostly?
Yes, but I would honestly a lot of them are just like the keyboard, like literally like the keyboard.
Okay.
Like when you do musical typing, like Command K, and then you're just like typing on there. So I would do that.
What I could do is I could send you a song, what kind of vibe I want for the
Exactly.
vibe, so you can get that. And I'm actually, this is interesting you say that. I'm actually looking for a keyboardist for a song because I got a beat producer from South Africa. I usually go through for mixing and for beats, but he doesn't know how to do shit, custom and whatnot. So with the piano and or guitar, and I want to do a ballad / piano song. So I can send you the song so you can get a vibe, and we'd have your stem of your piano, and then I'd have him throw the beat on top of that.
No, perfect. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I'll hit you up after this, bro, if you want to do something.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Chow, I was going to call you Mr., but you didn't spend 7 years in medical school to be called Mr. Chow.
Exactly. Well, my other title is the Mega G.
Shit, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
Mega G. Do you do music too, though, or
What?
do you do music?
No, dude. No, I just trade crypto, bro.
Oh, okay.
He's a crypto man.
Crypto man,
The
crypto.
government's coming for you, Dr. Chow, just letting you know.
Yeah,
That's why I got out of it. You know,
I'm holding some crypt.
got into medicine.
I'm holding some crypt. Yeah, yeah. The prescription is more ETH.
The vaccines are so hot lately. You know, it's big money.
So I got a quick question for you, Ryan, man. I want to hop back on in on this. What is your take on Nick Fuentes and his platform that he's running and whatnot? Because I saw that racial rant, where they want to call it, that Anthony Cumia had, and he was shitting on Nick Fuentes and his fucking platform he's trying to stream on. Like, do you know anything about that?
Wait,
His platform he's starting?
What, Cozy?
Yeah.
Oh, I know Cozy. Yeah, sure. But wait, Anthony was shitting on it?
Yeah, he was. He was super drunk, and he was trying to run the Call of Duty, and he just.
There's that one that went viral. That video
Yeah.
of him like being like mad because it was glitching or something.
Oh, well, I mean, the guy's like, to make like an independent streaming site seems pretty tough. It's like,
Yeah, of course.
I don't know, and it's not like Nick is sitting there coding. Like, so, look at Anthony's like taking shots at Nick.
He was, dude. He's like, fucking
Really?
Nick with the
No.
platform.
He's got to be
He's like,
joking. He's got to be.
You gotta
joking.
watch it. Just look up fucking Anthony Cumia.
No, he was
racial rant.
joking. He was like
joking. He was hammered though.
He was hammered and like being
Nick-
mad. But
Nick
I
rules,
should've done
man. I like Nick a lot. I think he says a lot of things that are like, he says some shit that is really like, I don't know, controversial, whatever. It's like good because I don't know, dude. If you start giving up free speech a little bit, they're just gonna take it all. Like, you have to be able to say all the words and say all the bad things besides illegal shit.
That reminds me of what Red Bar said. He said he started tweaking out when they took away smoking cigarettes in restaurants and like in public places. He said,
Yeah.
He's like, it was so weird to me. He said, what was it? I forgot what he said exactly, but he said basically, once I started realizing they took away smoking cigarettes in public, he's like, and no one gave a fuck about that. He's like, we're fucked. We're done. Like, you just can't not smoke a cigarette now, and no one gave a fuck about that. He's like, no one really gives a fuck about their free speech anymore.
Nope. Yeah, it's all very much gone. And it's crazy that like the shoe bomber guy that is the reason why we all have to take our shoes off. It's like he won. Dude, that guy won.
I don't even know what that is. Shoe bomber. What?
There was a guy who had some bomb in his shoe. He's like, and then fucking went in there and they found a shoe bomb where he tried to explode it. Like, whatever he was planning to do wasn't going to do as much damage as what we now have to do because they caught him. Everybody's got to take their shoes out. Like, how slow is that making everything? How shitty is that?
One fucking loser ruins everything for everybody, and now we're fucked. That's how shit goes, though, man.
Loser. A Muslim loser. You'll find if you really open your eyes and you open your heart and you let your spirit be vulnerable to the truth, you will see that we're in a good versus evil. And that's another reason why I like Nick, because he talks about just Jesus Christ. That's it. Either you're in or your soul is in peril. Like,
what about Jesus though, man? I mean,
well, he's the truth, the light, our Lord and Savior. I could repeat all sorts of formal prayers, but really in a way, I think that would sound too like stock, but I've been like a believer in Jesus since I can remember anything. And he's real. and he is God.
So I got a
And
question. Do you
that's a very
believe
important thing.
Jesus himself is real? Like that person himself, that's Jesus, like that one singular person, or it might have been an entity of multiple people over time that cultivated to the idea that Jesus is an idea.
No, I've seen that documentary too. I know that. That's all. That's all nice and everything. But these are like these are historical facts. Just because it happened a long time ago, there are testimony. There's documents of this. The Romans didn't make up Jesus Christ. They also didn't make
Oh yeah,
up.
there was a gentleman going crazy, and he pissed off the Pharisees, and they had to off him off. You know,
Right, but that they did that in order to complete his to fulfill the prophecy, honestly. So there's a lot to it. I mean, I know some of the smartest people like that I've been listening to is just like all Catholic scholars and priests and people in the papal hierarchy and whatever like that. They're so intelligent. It's not some goofy whatever they want you to believe it is. Like, I don't know where the bad rap is for each individual person, what turns you off about belief, but it's a beautiful thing. It's the only way. And so what we're dealing right here, like the decline of our civilization, is because that we are not a believing, church going, God fearing.
I don't believe that, man. I think it's just what do you
You're
call
not
it?
alone.
I'm Roman. I was born Roman Catholic. I was Roman Catholic till I was about 22.
Mm.
I think it's honestly, it's just what's the word I'm looking for? That's how civilizations begin and end. It's the end of a civilization that's going to come into a new one at some point in time. You look at Roman Empire, look at Sumerians, you look at all these empires and civilizations that ever existed. They have these great, and they steadily decline, and we're on the decline now. And that it's just happening faster because technology is faster at this point.
Yeah, it might not be the end times. It might not be the apocalypse or
It's
whatever.
not.
No, it might not be. And like apocalypse just means, doesn't it just mean like a new age or something like that?
It means that because people aren't used to this shit because it's happening faster and faster and faster every fucking day. So people have to cope with it. So I think, in my opinion, I could easily be wrong. Could be the end of days and Antichrist could show up anytime a fucking moment. But people aren't used to witnessing within what they're seeing a civilization fall steadily, and we're witnessing that fall right now. And it's okay. It's happened for thousands of years as human nature.
Yeah. No, I'm not like I'm not. The civilization means nothing to me, but the name Jesus Christ and what he stands for, what he is, and the truth behind him has survived through all of these civilizations. Like Roman Empire, goodbye. But I mean, like, what has survived, and the fact that the world has heard his name. The fact that Jews and Muslims, when they stub their toe, whatever, they'll say Jesus Christ. Like he's everywhere, and he's like.
So I got a question for you, Ryan. So you say Jesus Christ and whatnot. Wasn't there like an ancient civilization thousands of years before AD or whatnot, or the Roman Empire, where they believed in the same type of theology of a singular person that came from God or their God and was became man and whatnot? There's angels and demons and all this shit, free thinking, free will. I forgot the ancient civilization name. I could type it in.
Like Horus, the sun god, and it's all based around astrology.
Not Egyptians. It's not astrology. It's,
before that, I'm not sure. Sumerian?
It's not Sumerian. It's I'd have to type it, but I can text it to you. But
it's before Sumerian?
It's around that same era, and they have almost the same, not the same, but very close to the same idea that Christians have and whatnot. And it just kind of, what's up?
No, that's totally possible. There are similarities like that too, but also I'm very cautious on what I believe, because on a grand scale, I saw like how we're being like lied to like in real time about so many things, like whatever, COVID or fucking politics, all that
you're
stuff.
An idiot if you believe that shit.
Exactly. No, but I don't trust shit that I haven't seen. And when it comes to faith, that is the only thing that I put my faith in is Jesus Christ. The only thing ever. I mean, it's just I've come too close to too many events that are just so blessed or so like that are just like such direct lessons from God that I refuse. I mean, it's humbled me. It's I've been punished. I've been blessed, and for people that don't have even some sort of symbolic source, and I'm not saying that Jesus is a symbol. It's I believe it all. I believe it is true. But for people that not even like have a symbol of like a moral compass, and when people say, "Oh, I do have morality," that comes from God. These are all things that are not first are not in our nature to like, it's in our nature to be greedy, to fuck a lot, to sometimes not do the right thing, sometimes to lie if it benefits us. This is not a man-made concept because it goes against what man finds convenient and helpful.
Right. I mean, you ever heard of Thomas Merton before?
I have not.
So he's a priest, a Roman Catholic priest. He was very well known within the Vatican during the 1920s. He befriended the Dalai Lama, and he started to intertwine Roman Catholicism and Buddhism. Which is a no-no for the Roman Catholic Church. So they don't want anybody up, going against their whatever you want to call it. And he was on the verge of writing a book and whatnot about how you can intermingle theology with other religions and whatnot because they're all pieces to the same puzzle. And surprisingly, on his visit, I think it was in France, on his way back to Rome, he was killed. And I believe he was killed. He died. He fell into his tub and actually knocked something electrical into the tub, and he, got fried.
That sounds sketchy.
So I don't know if the church killed him or some shit, but I don't know.
It's possible. It's possible. By the way, the farther we get into this interview, which I don't know where we're at, but somebody's probably keeping time. I'm going to show more of my hair.
All right. Let's keep going. I could do theology with you for days.
Yeah.
It's good. It's all fun. It's all good love. Like I don't
fear any question. I don't shy away from. The thing is, when it comes to citing scripture, the papal order, like all the thing, I'm still a new Catholic. I've been Protestant all my life. I was baptized Catholic, and my family fell away and just went to Protestant churches or just went to whatever church. And it's always been clear to me while I was in this like I would go with my parents to church on Easter, and it's a guy talking about, hey, I have a motorcycle. Does my wife want me to have a motorcycle? No. And I said, Jesus, do I need this motorcycle? And he said, yes, because like what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is not worship. So all these Protestant churches, I'm sorry. And like, they're my brothers and sisters under Christ too. We all love Jesus Christ, and we all, we're all there for the same reason.
People
but I don't
have a funny way of showing it sometimes.
Yeah. I just don't consider that. I always knew Catholicism was the one true church, and then this whole splinter of man-made, like, I have gripes. Oh, what about this? What about that? Man interpret like an unqualified mind trying to decipher the Bible, and then makes an entire sect over the fact that Sabbath is actually on a Saturday instead of Sunday. So now we're the Sabbatharians. It's garbage. And so it's all meant to like divide, and I don't know if it's meant like that, but that's what it is doing. It's just that huge schism. But I always knew that Catholicism was the right and proper way and the most work, and I always feared, like, I don't want to do confession. I don't want to do this.
What the church has done, has it ever kind of pushed you away from Catholicism because the Pope?
Right now, those are people. I know Pope Francis is all this stuff that's going on.
Tweaker, dude.
I want to ask a little bit about. Can I ask a quick question about like your personal spot? So do you go to like a real? What do you of the things that you like about it? What do you like about the Roman Catholic? First, like the ritual of it, or is it the community of the people that you worship with? And do you go to a dope like cathedral or something?
No, that's a great question. I do. I love our church, but it is not like it's not like St. Patrick's Cathedral or anything like that. We go to a traditional Latin mass, the extraordinary form, and that is all in Latin besides the homily. And it's this is the church that is the closest you can get to what Christ founded and passed down. And he did want us to follow the papal order. The church, the Catholic Church specifically, is his bride. So this is a very important thing. This has been passed down before the Bible was written by his apostles that kept the word going and living, and they suffered and died for it. And this is all like this is a historical thing too, like their deaths, their sacrifices, how this spread.
Yeah, it's
and it now has, from that event, I mean, like, countries used to, maybe not anymore, but just, bow down to the Roman Catholic Church, and specifically, so the power is there, and I think we were better for it.
People for it too. With the Crusades.
Right. Yeah, Crusades. I still am learning like a lot of this stuff, but yeah, I just recently got confirmed, did my first confession and Holy Communion last year, I believe, and then we got our marriage. I forget the actual name. Not annulled. No, annulled would be bad. We got a divorce in the church. No, they they made it legit, so we're actually married.
Yeah, I know. My parents did that shit. I saw it. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. I love the people. We just went to a feast today. There was like a carnival and like a fucking feast, and like it's like it was awesome. I bought a new rosary. I pray the rosary.
A lot of fish.
Huh?
A lot of fish.
There was not fish actually. There was pasta. Like these are Italians. Like
they're good people. They're good people.
Great people. Look at these people. Fantastic, right? Really, if you look at the church, right? They're fantastic. We looked at all of the churches and we said, this is the real one, right?
This is the real one.
So fucking anyway, so the people, but it's actually I'm not gonna this isn't like a knock on it, but it is like kind of a modest in size church. But I mean, these are young, there's young people, there's old people, there's babies, and if your baby if like your church doesn't have like babies crying in it, then it's dying. If it's not crying, it's dying. It's the same.
I mean, like here in St. Louis, we have the second biggest mosaics besides the Vatican, and like I mean, even though I'm a lapsed Catholic and whatnot, I still go to mass because of the beauty and the symbolism behind it. I mean, it's an amazing experience either way if you're Catholic and or not. It's just something you need to experience once in a while because there's some mysticism. There is some type of beautiful. I don't know what to say about that. It's just something different you experience. It's just
this architecture. I've seen this. I want to visit this. My wife has family in St. Louis. This is mind-blowing stuff. Like if you were actually in this, like the images don't do it justice. I've seen images of St. Patrick's Cathedral. It doesn't do it like the ornate detail in every square inch and every millimeter of the church. It's like amazing. I don't know.
It's beautiful, man.
I've been to a bunch of them. I lived in Chicago forever, so I've been to a lot of those ones for weddings and stuff. I've never been like a part of.
Hey boys, I gotta take a piss. Start child.
That's okay. But family members, relatives, friends. So I've been following it, and I know I think the best thing about that is the ritual. Like you can go daily and there's different things you can do. You can go once a week. You can go I don't know if you can technically go once a month, but like there's levels to it where people can fit in.
I think the church actually recommends like you at least have to attend mass once or something like that. I just heard a video recently that said that like you have to take communion at least once a month as bare minimum sort of stuff. So you could, if you're able to go to church and you don't, then that's a thing worth confessing. That's like a sin that you should confess. But not only the accountability for it all too, but is your bathroom like in the same? Are you recording from your bathroom? That was the quickest.
That's just he's done a couple other pisses down there before, so we did like a 4.5 hour stream with Joey C.
Oh wow! Is your toilet right next to you?
What's up? Right.
Is your toilet like right next to you?
Yeah, man. I told you I'm poor as hell, man. I live in a shack. What was it? Patrick Melton said I live in a meth lab trailer or something. Dude.
He lives in a meth check. Look where he lives.
Oh shit! You can do a melted?
Not really. I tried.
It was pretty good.
Right? I don't listen to a lot of the guy, but I remember what he sounds like.
No, I'm a humble American trying to survive. Okay, and I helped Ukrainian efforts abroad. Okay?
God bless.
That's all I gotta say.
We love Ukraine. Yeah, I had to leave my Novus Ordo church, which is like the regular Vatican II mass.
Yeah.
With all like I don't know, like it's just changed. It's not what it used to be, and they would pray for Ukraine. Here, dude. We really got no, but honestly, they're not wrong. You should pray for the Ukraine. You should pray for Russia.
That's about Russia. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think Ukraine is wrong. They're annoying. They're a money drain. But you pray for your enemies. I could pray for Stevie Lou tonight because he's technically my what do you call it? Combat enemy, my martial enemy. Whatever the date is, I forgot the date. I got my gloves here.
Well, they put on that flyer September 1st, but if you go to Atlantic City, you go to Atlantic City August 18th or 19th. There's going be a little crowd there that want to punch or watch you fight a little bit.
Yeah, I got to take my watch off, but I might be able to get it.
Take off that Rolex, man.
that Foley.
That's right.
Yeah. Just the you know how like buildings are all like shitty and unimpressive and all like they look like a Marvel movie, like futuristic gay fucking Wakandan bullshit. Like
You mean the new ones?
when we all believed in God and we were trying to express our gratitude to God and trying to honor him like through everything, through art, music, whatever. It was the best stuff ever. It was the best stuff ever, and now you could see what it's. I mean, look at that church, dude. This fucking here's. And sorry for cussing while I'm trying.
Did you ever get into any of that Tartarian stuff?
Tartaria. That's Owen Benjamin.
That Owen thing.
I think so. I've heard him talk about Tartaria. I like a lot of that sort of it's like mental exercises of like, well, I don't believe a lot of stuff. I'm not sure if I believe in dinosaurs. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not certain.
I'm 100% out on dinosaurs.
No, I believe in them, bro. They're real.
Dude, isn't it so weird when you're a kid? They're like astronauts and dinosaurs. Like they teach you that like from the crib.
That's not what God. That's not the Christians taught me. They taught me dinosaurs are fake.
Age 2, age 3. Yeah.
Hey,
it's not bad.
hey, boy. Hey.
Just the left, just the jab. What if I limit myself to just the jab?
There was in there saying, "Oh, I need a link," but Hawk saying, "Hey, do you know Ray DeVito?"
I saw his episode that you did with him. I watched a little bit of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were messed up on that one a little bit, but
see, when I said I don't like rap, I still listen to Ray DeVito.
But he's got a couple rap songs out, so. Yeah.
I don't listen to any rap except for Ray DeVito and Ye and Lil Mur.
And Zumak does rap too.
Oh wow, I gotta check him
So
out.
so you're Japanese, right?
Yeah, half Japanese.
Nice. You ever go back?
No, but I've been told I need to go back to Japan.
Wait, what animes do you watch, man? What's your animes, bro?
I don't watch any anime. I do build Gunpla though.
Okay,
I'm gonna do a little anime for you.
And I don't know what the fuck these creatures, these robots are. Like I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't like anime at all. I watch Dragon Ball Z.
That's some hard shit though. No cap. Goku and shit, bro. Goku and gang.
Goku.
So I want to get back on this interview vibes with you, man.
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna come down a little bit.
I don't watch anime either, but I thought I'd do a little anime effect. So.
Oh wow. Oh, you got like the shiny things. Let's get back on that Japanese thing. I just saw Oppa.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I am not in touch with my Japanese side at all.
Why not?
That's where Kanye is right now.
Is he in Japan?
Yeah, he's writing an album out there.
No, fucking Kanye is in Japan.
That's shit. That's good.
But
so
I like a lot.
No. Like
what do you think of like those white people like who are like overly obsessed with Japanese things? Like
now it's a lot of black people that are obsessed with like there's a guy from America First. There's a guy from America First, Tenryo, great guy, black dude, and he has been to Japan plenty of time. He knows Japan like well. Like I want to do a video with him where he teaches me about Japan. Like a black guy teaching me about, so basically right now they got the subway down there. They call that the Uzukuri. And I'm like, wow, cool.
Yeah, it's crazy when people are like obsessed with it like that. There's a lot of them too.
They're impressive in a lot of ways. They're engineering masters. I mean,
no, they're brilliantly. Whatever.
Yeah,
they're
brilliantly slanty. Fucking.
They know how to hang themselves. They're good people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they do. They do be dying though, and not fucking unless there's an octopus involved.
Yeah, exactly. Senpai.
These are Japanese. They're Chrome Hearts. Same with these, bro.
These boxing gloves are Japanese. They're Hayabusa.
They make the best.
They really do. These
tea kettles, everything.
They're gorgeous.
Ryan, why don't you indulge your Japanese culture a little more, man? What's with that? Is it because your father or something, or is it like?
I was just raised by the Puerto Rican side of my family. Yeah, my father, he knocked my mom up. They were working at a hair salon together, and then he barely, he barely knows English, and he's like, I'm trying to become something. Like I can't fucking. And
Sad.
so, and also, it's very Puerto Rican of him to dip out. Maybe he just respects the traditions, and he's like, okay. So basically, people leave after the baby is born, and so you have to go. But no, I'm still in touch with him. I love the guy. He's great. The last haircut I got was from him.
No shit.
Yeah, it was the mullet. It was 20 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was last year. It was last year. No, I love that guy. He's great. And I got yeah. No, yeah. I've
Well, you got a haircut.
via Zoom. I think we use StreamYards. No. He flew me out there, and he would visit me too. I stayed at his place when he lived in New York before he moved to LA. He was in Roosevelt Island. We saw each other a good amount, and he would always pay child support. And then when I went to go visit him, he did. See, that's a not Puerto Rican thing to do. He dropped the ball. I was like, "What are you doing, bro? You fucking had the plan. You knew the assignment." But yeah, no, I was never really interested with it. I love America. I love. I don't even know. I guess I'm proud to be Puerto Rican. We had a family party not too long ago, and it was awesome. And I'm like, these are people that can party, and then also there was like no fight or drama at all. But
right,
there was a certain type of people party.
So I got a crazy fan question for you. You know, because you guys love the fan vibes.
Viewers, yep.
Yeah, the viewers. My bad.
It's all right.
No, you're good. When you're doing when you're on the board and whatnot, all right, when you piss off Gavin when you're trying to run that, the fucking shit and whatnot, are you doing that shit on purpose, or are you actually fucking up because he gets triggered out of his mind when some shit doesn't happen right?
It's mostly. Is
that a bit you do on him because he's old?
It's mostly legit, but I'll call it out when it is, or sometimes I won't. I'll be like, "Wait, a Dapler? What's a Dapler?" Like I'll just be retarded on purpose, and then he'll be like, "You know what a fucking stapler is?" But I do.
I respect that.
What's your current schedule like with Gavin?
Fucking 5 days a week. So Monday we do a pre-recorded show, same day, so like a fresh show. Same thing with Tuesday. Wednesday he does Compound Censored, where he goes to Compound Media, and then him and Anthony, we simulcast to each other's respective. So on Compound and Censored, it's Anthony and Gavin. And then Thursday it's a live show, 9 p.m. Oh no, is it 9 p.m. or 8 p.m.? I think it's 8 p.m. No, it's 8 p.m. Eastern, God's time. No offense. And
you guys got live chat?
Yeah, we do. And then we have like pay chats also, and then you can call in and some other stuff too. And you can email. We read emails like throughout the week also to mailbag@censored.tv. And then also Friday is a regular show. So it's 5 days a week. And then on the weekends, it's old reruns of his show on Compound Media, The Gavin McInnes Show. So it's like retro episodes from that. It's pretty nuts. It's
yeah.
So we'll post one on Saturday, one Sunday. And then there's like a ton of other people on the site too that are.
Is Denny doing a show?
He is, yeah. Him and Carl. They do the Big Time Sports City Sports Show.
Carl who?
The guy that punched, punch and whatnot.
Oh, shit.
I still haven't learned his last name. No, I'm just kidding. It's Spitali. It's Spitali. And we made up. No, he's. I like that guy. He's cool.
Right after
I gotta check that out. Cool. Is it pretty much all paywalled over there?
Smashed me, and he chose not to. So
is it kind of like Compound how it's set up with the paywall?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 10 a month.
Okay.
And, that's not bad.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit on there though. And like we'll do specials like the Kanye thing, or he'll do like we'll do like out and about specials, interviews and stuff like that. And
dude, I watched that Kanye interview for free, bro. I hopped on YouTube right when it was happening.
I think we put it up for free now.
Oh, you guys did? Okay. Yeah, there was a good Samaritan doing the Lord's work. He was hooking up the interview for free, dude. That shit was going hard. I'm not gonna cap. What was I say though?
I was sad about that.
What's up?
I was sad about that because we had worked so hard on it. But that's how it goes. I mean, I've pirated shit too, but
fuck yeah, dude.
It's sad when it's your thing. You're like, I think you should pay for this.
Are you getting anything like what's in your algo lately? Anything new that you're seeing that you haven't seen before that you're kind of liking, or just in general, good stuff, bad stuff?
It's all
news.
Let me see. It's all yeah, just like tons of Catholic stuff, and it literally is like I feel like I was learning German. I was interested in some other shit. I was reading like the Brothers Karamazov by what it was that name?
Dostoevsky.
Yeah, Dostoevsky, and then I just stopped because I was like, why would I waste any time learning anything else when I could be learning about the Lord, how
The
to
church.
worship God? Yeah, I'm in love with the church. I really am. I'm in love with God and the church. I believe.
Hey, don't worry, man. I heard the first transgender priest was ordained, so I hope it.
And that's Vatican.
Well,
Yeah,
Francis is approving. He's all
This
Could
about
get
it.
psyop though.
This is
Unless you're
why
there.
the Latin Mass is sort of a rebellious bunch. Like we're not allowed to exist. He said, don't do the Latin Mass. Like, don't do it unless your diocese says that you could do it. And ours is holding out. And he's like, no, we're doing Latin Mass.
Oh,
Then they're like,
really?
"Wait, but now you can't promote it. You can't tell people when the Latin Mass is.
Word of mouth. Just do word of mouth.
What is it usually like Sunday night or something?
It's Sunday morning.
Sunday morning?
Mhm.
Okay. I walked in on one down here in Florida, like just I was going to the like event center in the church and I walked in, they were doing it. I was like, dude, it sounds awesome when they're
it's
doing that
beautiful,
Latin
man.
Mass.
It is. It's so good, man. I don't know. Like the song that's stuck in my head is the Pater Noster, which is Latin for the Our Father.
Not Ave Maria.
I know the Ave Maria in
That's
Latin.
beautiful.
Yeah, I pray the Rosary every night.
Fuck that shit, dude. Fuck that shit. It
I
just
love
takes
the
too long.
Rosary. I got my
Takes too long.
scapular. It's not even blessed, but I still rock it until I can get my priest to bless it.
There you go. Have you done confession yet?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I just confessed last
He
week.
goes, oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's so like it's so humbling because you're like you have to tell a person all the things that like you're ashamed
All the
of.
porn you've watched, all the.
I don't watch porn. I do not. Like he never hears that from me.
Okay.
He never.
Yeah, he's
I
haven't written that out of him years ago, right?
No, yeah, but he was saying don't watch porn for a while, but I still was like I was still like I was too horny for my own thing. And like even with a girlfriend too. But then like shortly after that, like it really did hit me as like that's like really fucked up. Like my girlfriend, like I got friends that their girlfriend knows that they just beat off to porn. They're like they don't care, and I'm like that's fucked. That's fucking
once
weird.
you had a daughter, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a daughter like a week ago.
Dude,
He just had his
Oh,
first
bueno.
kid, yeah.
Whoa.
First time.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
streamed
bro.
out of the hospital and shit, dude. I had to keep
Dude,
that
he was
shit going.
he did an interview live from the hospital while his
No,
wife was
he
needing
didn't.
to dilate.
The lady said it was okay, so I did it. All right.
That's
I got approval first.
Oh yeah, it was the
That is cool.
milk, right?
Yeah, it was the milk one. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
What
great,
else
man.
did you
It's crazy because I was trying to explain to a lady friend on our last podcast. I was like, "There's scientific reasoning for being on this planet to reproduce," and she couldn't understand that. And then Dr. Chow hopped in my defense because she's like, "It's like so you're socially telling me my only like reason to be on Earth is to make kids." I'm like, I'm not saying that socially, but like scientifically, that's the only reason you're on planet Earth to do is reprocreate. And Dr. Chow came in the defense and said, "What would you say?" You said, "Partying and like doing all this shit and having fun gets old after a while. What's the next step in your relationship you're going to take? What are you going to undertake at this point? What's the next step?" And it just gets fucking boring after a while, and you got to move somewhere forward because then what's the point of you guys being together?
It's if she
were
believes
talking to Gino and
about that.
Yeah, Gino Keanu. Yeah, I was telling Gino that and he liked it. Gino was all about it.
When Gino was sober, there was the time when we did the secret comedy show. Like he was just a different guy. Like we were all happy for him. Like it was like he seemed so like in the pocket, like mentally. His set was really positive. It was something different that I hadn't seen him do before too. And he keeps a good amount of that too. He's got a love for life. But I mean, like I don't know. Besides my boss, I try to stay away from people that consume alcohol like that. But it was a night and day thing. I've known Gino for fucking 6 years or something like where he's I haven't hung out with him through that entire period, but like I've known him and
you've seen him and whatnot.
It's a different vibe, that party lifestyle.
Like he's old, man.
Dude, it's like I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, Gavin's a wild man too, but it's like
He
He has a
was.
family.
You know?
He's got a family. He's
Yeah.
got a kid. It's different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like all my boys are from Mizzou and shit. I'm like 20. I just turned 26 like a week ago, and I'm just like, dude, I'm glad I did it young. So these kids, by the time I'm 40 something, you know, I'm able to interact with them. You know what I'm saying? They're out of the house. We can start becoming more friends and whatnot at that point in time. I'm just glad I did it young instead of being older. Like in
So
my
how is
30s.
it, man? You've been like a
I love it.
father
I
for
love
like
it.
a week?
I love it. She's my princess, and my girl is my queen. You know,
That's awesome, dude.
I love
So
it. It's great.
It's like this is your first kid?
It's my first kid.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's gonna just change you in all the best ways too. So, dude,
It's already doing it, man.
yeah, it's lovely. It's so awesome. Like,
Dude, and the crazy thing was when she was giving birth, I had to like hold her legs down because the nurse that was helping us was like, we don't need anyone helping us right now because her mom was there and I was there. So we were both helping, holding her legs down. I watched the kid come out. I brought it up to her and everything. You know, I cut the fucking cord. I was like, holy. And when I watched the kid's head come out, I was like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. There's now more people in this room that there was before. That's
exactly.
Like it's this silent, like they kick in the womb and stuff like that. But like now there is a.
Now you're trying to connect with him because you're just a male.
So it was just so nuts. It was so nuts. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is, yeah. And I have a boy on the way in November, so
nice.
Yeah,
congratulations, bro.
Yeah, I got a newborn too.
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, you doctor child like straight newborn?
Well, a couple months ago, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a daughter, but I have quite a few other kids too. So,
are you serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, good for you guys.
You gotta continue the line. I mean,
yeah.
It's just like it makes sense. Like you will not grow fully as a person until you do that. I mean, damn, dude. Imagine like living for only yourself and being only responsible for yourself. Like it's retarded. It's so much easier too as a father because I know that I can't, like, I don't know, start riding a motorcycle or something. Like,
right.
Like I could easily kill myself with all the things I want to do. Oh my God. I want to do so much deadly shit, but like I cannot.
I got a question for you boys then, as men, as fathers to daughters. What did you guys' take on, like, because I know we were all douchebags and players at some point in time in our own lives, you know, I guess at some point. How do you teach your daughters to move away from those type of dudes and then go towards, you know, not even saving yourself, just like making sure you don't fall into that trap a lot of these chicks that we played and whatnot fell into? Just being a father figure in the home.
I don't know if you want to take that one, Doctor, but my answer is
yeah. Well, my oldest is like now getting to the age. My oldest daughter is like getting to the age where like just they eventually like when your kids are young, like they want to be around you and they like you so much and everything's really good. And then it's just a different playing field once they get into like the older ages. Then
teens,
they start hating you and you know, not like they don't want anything to do with it. You just kind of have to go with it. But
you don't understand,
you know. Part of it's like I think some of it's kind of just in the nature of the person a little bit, and then of course like any like disruptions and stuff like that probably cause problems. But they'll just take after you if you're chill, then I think they're gonna be chill.
I think that's a phase, dude. Like it really is. Like I've had that phase too. Where I was like, I want nothing to do with my parents. I fucking listen to them. I was a dick, but that goes away. That for sure does, and it is probably it's designed that way because
late 20s, late teens to early 20s.
Right, and they have to be independent. They have to, like, at that time they should be moving out by that time. So it's like kind of like a forced like feeling of I got to be on my own, and that's what they should be doing too. So, but yeah, I'm sure that's hard, but yeah, that'll absolutely go away. I mean, and then you'll go back to being the person I love the most and all that stuff. I have faith in that. That's firsthand. That's how I felt. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at. I kind of threw it in about the playing field. Like the stuff they're into now is so much different than what it was like when we were single or whatever, and it was different. The generation before, probably every 10 years, it's different. So I don't know what it's going to be like, you know, in 10 years. It's like
because Ryan, aren't you in your 30s, right, bro?
Yeah, 34.
Dr. Chat, you're what,
Yeah.
39, 38?
I'm a little older than Ryan. Yeah.
Fuck, yeah, because I'm 26 just now, so damn.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a
You're
great.
young.
That's a great age to have kids.
It's
Yeah.
a great age, yeah.
Yeah, man. So I would
I
say
had mine younger.
you did, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How old? Well,
I think I had my first one. I was like 24.
oh, that's awesome.
There you go. Oh, shit, better than me then.
My wife's 24.
That's
She had a baby when she was 23. That's a good age spread. Like, I mean, not when you're fucking 25, but like a 10-year difference is good. Like, I think like when
Yeah.
a guy's 30 and it's just like maybe not 20. I mean, anywhere from like 5 to 10 is good. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
think
my
having-
girl's 23, bro. I pulled her.
yeah, nice. I mean, but there's this weird thing about if you're the same age, there is this sort of, especially the way women think now, that there is this like, well, we're equals in the home, we're equals, and
That's
you're
what-
not. You shouldn't be. You really shouldn't be.
That's
I
what
mean,
media portrays, though. That's
Mhm.
what feminism and all that shit portrays, though. So, I mean, what do you expect, though, at that point?
but when you have like a couple of years, 5 to 10 years of experience, you can assert your
Dominance?
Yeah, well, your wisdom really, but it's dominance through. You can't just be dominant for no reason. Nothing to back it up. Then you're just a fucking dick. But you know, like I don't know. But you guys, if you're really close in age, then you're like kind of like peers, so you have to work a little harder. But if you have a couple of years of like experience and like you've never seen Dumb and Dumber,
Of course.
and yeah. Well, you would say that. I say that to my wife, and she's like, honey, we got to do this. We got to do that. I'm like, you have never even seen Total Recall. What are you talking about?
Oh, dude, I showed my girl all that shit. She's never seen any
Yeah.
of that, like, what do you call it? Predator, all that shit, bro. Assault,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you gotta show them that shit. Alien,
And they'll love it.
Thing.
They'll be like, this is amazing.
yeah. So
Shit,
I got a
man.
question for you then, bro, real quick. Like, cause I mean, your daughter's what, 3 months old? You said, right?
Me?
Oh, yours.
No, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah. Ryan, how old is your daughter now?
Oh, she's a year and a half. She
Year
like
and a half.
I got a 3-month-old.
Okay,
gotta-
so you got the 3 months, you got the year old. So the year old, when she gets older, are you guys gonna introduce her to public school, private school? What are you guys gonna do with her?
homeschool, but in a pod. So we have a group of people that, like, my wife was a teacher, so she's qualified to be a teacher.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a teacher in a homeschooling pod, they call it. We're gonna live in the pod and eat bugs. Not that kind of pod. Like like
I was
a
homeschooled.
group of people. You were?
Yes, all from 2nd grade on.
No way. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So what
That's
do
why
you
I'm so
think?
fucking crazy.
That's why I'm
Dude, it's
Yeah.
it's really big in my development down here in Florida. Like, there's a lot of people doing it.
You are a spit taking motherfucker. You better hide your drinks. You better not drink.
That's how I
during-
ruined my mic. All these fuckers make me laugh. When I fucking spit take like crazy, bro. God
Yeah.
damn. Hey,
But,
go ahead. Go ahead.
You have you got a lot of homeschooling by you?
Yeah, a bunch of my neighbors aren't really into it. I've been sending my kids because I moved down here recently. I sent them to the public school this year, but it's pretty. It was pretty chill around here. I've been. My wife's into education too, so yeah, I've been following all the
route.
schools, and I've been looking at all this shit for so long that yeah, the homeschool thing's the best, but then there's other things going on
It's
too.
the social aspect. You need to keep that going. But I would
Co-ops.
say that yeah, exactly. Like you will have students and friends around you and stuff like that.
They're
It's
so
just not-
fucking losers, so geeks, they're so tweakers, they're
Yeah.
so cool kids. I mean, co-ops, dude. I did co-ops. I mean, you're gonna have that shit.
I'd like to talk about.
I
that more.
bullied kids. I bullied a retard.
There you go. You have to. Everybody. But how do you feel about that now? Pretty bad.
I know I don't at all.
I wish
Because I told my friend. No, you want me to tell you the story real quick?
Yeah.
All right, so there's this mentally challenged kid in our acting class and whatnot, and he's acting crazy and shit. And my buddy left his snacks out. We're like, we're doing this theater shit, and I say to him, "Hey," to the mentally challenged kid, I was like, "Hey, you should eat my buddy's, crackers." He's like, "No, I can't do that." I'm like, "Trust me, he's not gonna carry it. You should do it." And he's like, all right, I'll do it. He hopped in, ate all this shit. My buddy came back, got super pissed off, started tweaking on him. You have to be there to see it, but it's probably one of the funny things I've ever seen, bro.
That
Like,
is good. Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, yeah, I was a dick, but fuck it.
Manipulation is fun to do. Like it's in our nature to be like, what can I do
To make someone do something.
And when you can make a human being do something according to your will, it's like mischievous. It's like we had a friend Andrew Spears that he was like a chubby kid, such a sweet kid, but we would make him puke near the popular girls. We'd be like, go to the popular girls table and puke, and he would do it.
Teach them how to get skinnier.
Yeah, they're like they're not even disgusted. They're like, yeah, I puke all the time. I'm about to puke right after eating pasta. Yeah, but yeah, I feel bad about that.
No, you feel bad. Come on, man. Why? It's part of your
I don't regret it,
bro.
Yeah, I definitely don't regret it, but that's not something I would do again.
I'm not going on the street in St. Louis convincing the mentally challenged homeless to do shit. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sounds like I missed a good story. I'm looking at the chat.
You did.
Oh, yeah, there's a chat. Oh,
Ryan
shit.
said that some crazy shit. It's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, a couple times we were talking about serious stuff, and I started kind of laughing because this Clubfoot Carl guy was talking mad shit on me, and it was actually pretty funny. So,
dang.
No, but like Ryan, I do want to get back to the interview though with you, sir, if possible. Hang on.
Sure, absolutely. Let me see if my wife is yelling at me like what you said you would be back sooner. Let me see.
Yeah, you're sure, man. I
No,
understand
I'm
that.
good.
You're good?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna text her real quick. You still up? Question mark. I'm horny. I'm just kidding. Well, I am kind of horny, but I didn't text her that. Go ahead.
So, like, what inspired you to start doing impressions, man? Like, you just started doing off the rip off Gavin's show or someone else's show, and then like, what kind of?
No, it was like fucking like when I was a kid. It's like from being a single child, though. You know, it's like I think you just entertain yourself in like a bunch of different ways. And you're an only child, Mer? You're not? Okay. Chow?
No, I'm not.
That's why you guys don't do impressions. See,
Yeah.
No. Whoa. I do impressions, buddy.
What do you got? A Ray DeVito? What do you?
No, not impressions like that. I do accents, Mike.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's not impressions though. But go ahead.
That's true. No, I don't know where it comes, but it is I don't know, probably some shit that I watched when I was a kid, like Jim Carrey. I like Jim Carrey a lot. I liked SNL a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's
Are you a singer?
No, but singer? Yeah, I sing my own.
You're a good singer.
I don't think I'm a good singer, but I have to sing my own songs. Like we were talking about, like keeping a band together is hard. Like fucking working with vocalists can be tough too. It's like, dude, it's just I don't know. I write my own lyrics too, so I would have to force somebody else to sing them and learn them.
Why not? It's your band.
So I just got to do it myself. I'm in a band called Hollowed. It's a.
Did you start it?
No, I joined
Okay,
it. I play bass.
Yeah, I think there's a big correlation between the like being a good singer and then doing the impressions.
Yeah, no, it is musical for sure.
Musical, yeah.
Like
so,
there's
some
one
people got it, some people don't. Maybe
you know Michael Franchese. He's like the ex-mob guy.
You know, I don't, but Joey C brought him up a bunch when in our epic 4.5 hour podcast. Yeah. Yeah, what about him?
I started doing his like it's not perfected, but it is musical. Like when he says certain things, like I mean, we used to go to the dime store and it was $1.50. like the height in which he emphasizes things is like a note that you have to hit. It's like he's got his own scale. You know what I mean? Like, he'll never go, it was chaotic. He just goes, it's chaotic. The way he brings it down, like the abruptness of how he, ends his sentences or whatever. So it is like a fine-tuned thing where you could keep working on it, and it is very musical. So maybe there's something to that.
Yeah, because I know like Zumak, he's pretty good at doing. He's not like pro level, but he can he has that ear where he can pick up someone's voice and kind of do a weak impression of it. And then I've just noticed and Kumi is pretty good at it too.
Yeah.
He's into singing too. So I was like, the guys who sing also can do them.
Dice Clay's just amazing, bro.
Who? Cassius Clay?
Dice, yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Dice Clay.
Yeah. He did like a mic fucking no.
I'm gonna rip another piss beer back.
Yeah. Who's that sports guy?
Mike Francesa.
Yes, Francesa. He did like a perfect one of those, and it was like, damn. Like, and it was a throwaway. Like, he never did it ever again. to my knowledge. I listen to a lot of Opie Anthony. And he's just real good. He could just pick something up and be fucking hilarious with it.
Yeah, it's like an ear thing, I think. Like,
Yeah. I love impressions because like when you hear a real good one, it's like magic. It's like
it
a
is.
magic or something. Like there's this one dude who does a Howard Stern, and I'm like, dude, like I don't even like Howard Stern, but he nails it so hard. It's like retarded. I have a show on Censored TV. Did you know it's like all impressions?
No, what's it called? I'm gonna sign up for it because I got to get out of, sometimes your algorithm and your apps and everything.
Dude, I'd love if you signed up. That'd be so
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I'm
'cause
proud
some of this
what we do.
podcast war stuff is getting like sometimes it simmers for a bit and sometimes it flares up, and it's like sometimes you just need to like detox from all the beef,
Yeah. No, yeah, it's like and here's the thing too, it's like all of the worst enemies I've ever had, we've resolved fights. Like there was a kid who stabbed me in the back of the neck on the bus, like we're lining up to get off the bus. Chris, he was a goth kid. And, like he stabbed me in the back of the neck with the safety pin that he would carve his knuckles with. Oh fuck! And like I stomped him like into his bus seat and whipped him in the head with my ball chain necklace from Hot Topic because I was kind of punky or whatever the fuck. I don't even know, some amalgam, like create a character in GTA 5. Like I was just a bunch of shit. So anyway, we became like great friends after that. So that's why I don't really do the beefs because it's in there forever. Now you've like forever talk shit on a guy. That's like with Gino. Like I'm not going to talk about his state of like drinking now and like condemn that, but I will praise his in the past when he was sober. He was like really impressive.
He
And
seems doing good right now, though. I mean, he's not drinking heavy too much.
yeah, well, I'm sure he's fine. Listen, I don't know. I don't even want to speak on him in any sort of way right now, but I will compliment him on the fact that back then, like super lucid. That was amazing. Like I thought that was really, because it's tough to not drink. Because if you're, I don't drink, but like if you do, there's maybe no reason not to, unless you have like a kid or something or whatever.
I mean, my thing is this though, man, with drinking, because I've known people who are like alcoholics and whatnot. If you can drink but regulate yourself, I mean, no, everyone likes to get fucked up once in a while, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anytime we do these shows on tour, like I'll drink.
Yeah, you want to get fucked up, you want to have a fun time, you want to get lit, you want to hang out with the boys and all that shit. My thing is, it doesn't make me angry. I just see it as a sign of weakness when people go to rehab and they say, "Oh, I can't drink alcohol. I can't touch any of it." I'm like, you're allowing alcohol to conquer you if you cannot regulate yourself to drink a normal amount, whatnot. If you like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like if you're at a point where you can't even touch it, then you lost the battle. Because if you can have a sip of alcohol and drink a few beers and just be normal, you already won. If you have to stop completely cold turkey, you lost, because in your psyche, if you drink anything, you're still gonna fucking lose and fall back into it.
It's hard. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And now it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like it's the all or nothing sort of thing too. I know what
I
you're
don't
saying.
like that shit, dude.
Yeah. I mean, but some people know themselves that like, listen, if I can't moderate that, so I have to be zero. And it is
I respect that. But you gotta be honest with it.
Yeah. Like Pat's been sober. I've been drinking. I was drinking around Pat back in the day, but I was kind of scared because he had temporarily quit smoking stogies and I started smoking them. And then I noticed like he started smoking them. I don't know if that was his natural, like he was going to start smoking again, or if that was me. But like when it came to drinking, I was kind of like nervous around him at first, but he's like, he will not break down. Like he could hang at all the compound media parties or the compound parties at Anthony's old house. And you could tell that he's not tempted to drink, which is like, that's pretty awesome. I'm not tempted to drink throughout my regular life at all, but when you're away from home, I can't be a father or whatever. Like I just don't have the option. I'm in Florida, I'm in Vegas or whatever the fuck we are in. And you have to like meet a lot of people and you want to have enough energy to like be pleasant and fun. Drinking definitely helps, But fucking Josh Denny, like he's totally sober and he's
never drank, right?
Or I don't know if maybe he had.
I think he's never tried alcohol once in his life.
Yeah, I heard that.
Maybe, maybe I know Jesse's like that too.
So
same with Earl. Remember Earl was on?
Earl Skakel, yeah, same shit. Ryan, because I saw this video just popped. That might have been like months ago. You guys recorded this or whatnot.
Hmm.
I saw you had a good take on Red Bar, and you still appreciated him, what he was doing. You kind of, you were friendly with him, and then Gavin McInnes shat on you about like, oh, well, my friends don't like this guy, then you shouldn't like that guy. He's like, I think you're not a pussy, but I think you're doing something wrong here or whatnot. What did you like personally for you? What did you take from that and whatnot? I mean, do you still support Red Bar, or do you take Gavin McInnes' advice and say, fuck that dude, he's a bum?
Well, I don't. I did both. Like I don't say fuck you, but I don't watch this show anymore. But
so why made you not want to watch it?
I didn't like hearing people talk shit on the people that like I never met Mike, but I had met everybody at Compound Media that he was shitting on, and I have a loyalty to them and I like them. And hearing people talk shit on them doesn't feel right. You know.
All right, but at the time you said you had loyalty to Mike David though, and that's what caused that issue.
Oh, because I went on the show after they were.
Right.
Yeah. After, so basically, I was I was watching Red Bar because he had been guest hosting Gavin's show and stuff, and
I saw that,
I checked him out, and then it's like pretty addicting because he's like, in the next we're gonna be talking about how Tony Hinchcliffe he bombed. He's a total fag, and then I want to see that. My God, that wall near you must be just like fucking painted with your drink. You better be drinking.
I'm drinking straight.
Oh, well, your walls are very clean. No, but I was like, shit, I want to see Tony Hinchcliffe look like an asshole. And then, so I liked it a fair amount, but then I didn't like it as much as I disliked hearing him shit on Anthony. Like, to me, Anthony is like in this zone of like earned. He's earned,
but people don't. I mean, if you earn something though, I mean, you can't act like a complete faggot all the time, though, right?
I don't know what that means, but you're not. No, he's not infallible. He can be criticized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just don't like to listen to the criticism because I disagree.
What do you disagree about it?
Like, I'm not interested in a lot of drama stuff. So when it comes to like his personal life or taking shots at this or whatever, like you definitely, I don't think Mike ever did either call him like not talented. The thing that so basically this is the timeline. I'm watching him, and I'm like typing stuff in the show, recognizing the chat. He recognized that I'm the guy from Compound, and then I go on a show a couple times. Me, him, and Sven. I did like a brief thing. I don't even really remember that well, but I think it was like a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And then he starts shitting on Mike Fenoya. Then he shits on the advertisers of Compound while he's.
I saw that shit. He refuses to read their shit,
which is like whatever. I mean, honestly, that's between them. But then it started getting like personal attacks on Anthony. And stuff.
I remember that shit.
But then so it got really like volatile and toxic, and it was like, a decision had to be made of like, well, are you fucking with us, or are you flirting around with being with the guy who's like shitting on our advertisers? And I was like, this is a very easy option. I'm going to go with Compound Media. But so after he had been kicked off and stuff, I had never been like, you know what, Mike, fuck you. Like, cause I never felt that way. I was just like,
isn't that Mike's free speech though?
I got to stay away. Huh?
Isn't that Mike's free speech though to say that?
Yeah.
Compound Media, which is a free speech network. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
That's right.
So why do they take issue to it though?
I believe in free speech all the way. But if you come to my house and say, fuck you to my mom, like I'm going to kick you out.
Yeah, but you can't feed off of the notion or free speech to whatever you want, and then they say something you don't like.
I'm not. He's not being debanked. He's not being like sued. He's not being arrested.
Right. It's just
I have problems. All the shitty things. If I say I don't like Jews or something, like I can say that. I that's not how I feel, but I could say that, and I will have consequences for that, and it's not free speech. In some ways, but I have the freedom to say it, so it is free speech. So basically, that was a consequence. Like, we don't want you on this network because you've chosen with your freedom. You have not self-regulated it
your
to
voice.
Affecting the network here. Whatever. That's between them. I honestly don't care, but I didn't want it to seem like I have some sort of secret allegiance to the show that's now shitting on Compound, because I was very grateful for everything that ever happened to Compound, and like if I had to pick, and I did. I picked Compound. But so I went back on, and this is while I think he was just shitting on Fenoya or something. It wasn't even that crazy toxic. And we watched the Joe Matarese special with him, Norton, and Artie Lang or whatever, and we were having a good time just watching it. And I never ever said one thing. I never, while being at Anthony's house at Compound, I never told him one spite. He would have loved like a spicy little scoop of like, did you know that fucking Anthony puts olives in his beer? And he's like, Anthony likes olives in his beer.
What a faggot.
Well, let's go. Fuck yeah. He would have loved. He would have loved like the littlest tidbit. I never gave a thing. I kept, and that's the problem is that
Then why Gavin shot you so hard?
I disagree with his point of view. I disagree with his point of view that was like the worst thing in the world because I just cut ties after that, and I was just like, I think he even knew too. Like I can't be on the show anymore. I can't, and I just stopped watching it because I don't like it. Like when like I've been hanging out with like an ex-girlfriend, and then she's dating my friend. And then, not, her girlfriend. I'm dating this girl. She's got a girlfriend who's dating my friend, right? We've got like the couples thing, and she goes about start talking about shit, like, talking shit on my friend. Like I don't want to hear that. I don't want to know shit about him.
You tell them though, right?
Let him tell him
About it.
Huh?
You tell them though, right then and there. Don't tell me about this. I don't want to.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to know little secrets about. Like I don't want to know fucking nothing. Like he'll tell me if he wants me to know. I don't like being a little fucking sneaky hearing shit. I don't need to know. So, and with that honor and privilege of having access to people beyond a privacy curtain that others don't have the access to, like I don't want to, fuck up that trust. I like to be a very trustworthy person and loyal person, and I won't sell that out for strangers who are like, dude, Ryan told us that fucking I don't know, fucking Mike Fenoya didn't flush his toilet.
I was gonna test your loyalty by bringing up Mike Fenoya because that dude was fucking awesome, and he would kill it right now in these podcast wars because he's just such like a goofy character. He's kind of like a Ray-like guy.
Yeah,
like at the show, he was easy to kind of like tease, but he was also kind of like a jolly, like funny guy,
Yeah.
Is he still doing a show?
I have no idea, but no, he really is like, for a guy that looks like he should be like doing UFC, he just like likes fish or the Grateful Dead or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey guys, we're gonna talk about burgers, but like he's just on the no, it is funny. Like everything that Mike said was funny, and I had like at that time I don't even know if I ever met Mike. I'm sure I met Mike Fenoya, but yeah, it wasn't even really about that. It was really about Anthony and shitting on the people that I like, and then I don't know.
Well, that's the boss too, so that's kind of like
dude, fuck that shit, bro. My thing is this though, Ryan, man. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for you, okay?
Sure.
Because I want to push you a little bit.
Ooh.
So you defended Mike David, Gavin McInnes shout on you about it. Oh, how can you like this guy? He shot on the network, all this and that. And then Mike David comes back saying, oh, it's free speech, though. I thought you guys were free speech, and everything like that. All that smoke and mirrors and bullshit. And you just told me was you didn't appreciate what Mike did towards these people and whatnot. And they told you these things, and then you axed Red Bar. My thing is, why would you allow people to tell you how you should perceive your relationships with other individuals?
Oh no, I didn't. I just didn't like hearing.
Okay.
No, I know. I didn't like hear. I could have secretly kept listening to Red Bar afterwards. I could have.
I mean, yeah, but you'd be a pussy if you did that, though. I mean, it's better to be upfront about your. It better be out front though about who you are, though, who you fucking with.
I have a level of privacy where I could be like, I like listening to like. There's some documentaries that I like about certain events in World War II that I'm gonna fucking put that out there.
All right, yeah, I'm hit.
It's like
I'm hit, but I'm hit, bro.
yeah. Like I'd whatever. So,
but Red Bar's like an interesting.
I don't have to tell everybody what I like. I just didn't like hearing it. I didn't like, dude. There's just he's got a certain format where it's long form. It could go 6 hours, and I'm like. And you're always like when you're in those chat rooms, you're like searching for Mike's approval. Be like, I want to chip in here.
Yeah,
like,
but my issue is you seem so adamant to defend him until they told you not to, and then you stopped.
I don't think I did. I only defended the fact that he was funny when he was like, I guess trashing. Like he wasn't even trashing Joe Matarese, but he
No.
was being funny and stuff. But this is a line that I drew personally. I just didn't like, even if I wasn't working for Compound, it would have been like a bad taste in my mouth, like attacking Anthony because I held him in such high regard. Like I consider him one of the greatest ever. And it was a dream to like, I would listen to Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing. I'm hip. Yeah, I listen to them all the time at work.
I listen to fucking, you still do? Yeah, I still listen to Opie and Anthony.
I love their bits. I love all that shit. Bobo, all that shit, bro.
The Bobo at the Compound meeting,
the
Compound
interns,
party.
all that. Brilliant.
I love the intern stuff. The Steve stuff.
What was the intern? The Jew intern? He was a tweaker.
Dave.
Bobo.
Was it Dave?
David the intern.
My son David. Yeah. Like, I love that whole thing, and I have so much.
Do you remember when they convinced Bobo to that girl was coming over, and they had what I forgot that guy's name, his girl and whatnot. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
At all?
Yeah.
Okay.
My girlfriend.
My girl. No, she came into the studio and freaking the black guy was there. I forgot his name now.
Patrice
was there, yeah, and they were fucking with him. And the other gentleman, the other comedian was there. He's like, Bobo, well, whoever comes through these doors, I'm sorry for the horror you're about to see. That they're about to bring upon you.
Wow,
great radio. But go ahead. What are you saying, though, man?
I've had to have heard that. I love.
That's great.
I probably listened to that twice, but it's not ringing a bell right now though. But yeah, I went to a Mets game with fucking Bobo. I raised money for his mom. I sold shirts. I designed a shirt, and raised money for his mom because she like broke her hip or something. Okay. And now you're like hanging out with them and fucking Big A. And I was at I went to a party at Anthony's house, the Compound. I've been at a Compound party more than once. I sang karaoke with Anthony. I was like, this is crazy because I was just a kid working a fucking. I was just working in a kitchen, like listening to them, and now I'm like at his house singing karaoke. It's retarded. So I wouldn't throw that away for the world, and I wouldn't. It was just not worth it. It's not worth it to be like, hey, I kind of like still fuck with this show.
You sold your soul to Anthony, so you're like, I Red Bar.
I don't think I sold anything. I literally I stopped liking the show because I was like, it put a bad taste in my mouth. Like, picture who's someone you love or you respect. Would you listen to the show like
that I don't like anymore, or them shitting on somebody?
That you do.
I mean, I've never been in a position where I work with them personally, like you do. With right, or you're affiliated with to some extent.
How about your brother or sister, like somebody that you think positively of, and you're hearing a show talk negative shit on them?
Dude, I'll be fucking honest with these motherfuckers, dude. That's my fucking issue, man. I'm trying to get with you, bro.
Well, you don't have to be worried about me and what shows I like.
I'm not, but you're my guest. I'm just trying to push you a little bit here.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I just had a distaste for it, and I don't know. I don't have.
I mean, I got in with my brother. We got into some shit about some friends and whatnot. I told him, I said, at the end of the day, I love you. I love them also, and I'm gonna let you know you're an adult. I'm an adult. You're not gonna dictate to me who I can talk to and who I cannot talk to. That shit ain't gonna happen. And
yeah, but what if you didn't like hearing it?
I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna allow me not to not like it. I'm gonna tell you right then and there. I'm not falling for whatever the fuck you're trying to push on me. You're not gonna dictate to me who I can talk to.
It was never like a special thing, dude. Like it's not easy to find. It's 10 hours long. Like you either watch it and you love it and you watch it all. And
I get that, but
I fell out of watching it recently. I don't watch it anymore.
I haven't watched it in fucking years.
I don't watch it.
Good off and on.
But, you know what? Yeah, no, I've seen clips with his new studio, but it was through Jesse covering it.
And he put there's some stuff on YouTube. It can be good when it's clipped up and it shows entertaining. I just don't like the people he's covering now are like TikTokers and that type of stuff. I'm not into that.
Interesting.
I was more into like Matt Reese. Did you ever meet him?
I did meet Matt Reese. Yeah. That was the night that he put on the show where it was like do anything but your act. So I'd just have comedians go up there and do like whatever, like a talent show or whatever. You just can't do your own jokes, prepared material, which is funny. It's funny because like really, it's a weird format. But me and Pat went up on stage and we're like reading a newspaper, but not doing crime report. And he's like, he took his shoe off. He's like, I got this weird thing on my foot, and he's like, he's picking his foot like he's like, I don't know what it is, and we were getting that. It was funny, and then we get off stage as we sit back down. Joe comes on. He's like, "Hey, I know this is supposed to be anything but your act, but we're gonna have to break the format because it's guys, Jerry Seinfeld is here. So I thought a comedian was gonna go up and be like, "Hi, I'm Jerry Seinfeld," and do an impression, and it was fucking actually Jerry Seinfeld. I was like, "Whoa, this is retarded."
Shit.
Was it good?
And then George Wallace was on after him, which is like another great comedian. Yeah, he was good. He was good. He was really good. And we're standing at the I'm standing outside in the little foyer, whatever how you pronounce that. And Jerry walks out, and I knew he didn't like to be. I had in my mind he wouldn't want to be approached, so I just stood there like this. And he was like, he looked at me, and he looked around the room, and there's nobody there. He's like, "All right," and he walked upstairs. I was like, "Oh."
God damn it.
But meanwhile, the reason I love his sneaker fashion. Like he wore the Air Tech Challenge 2s, the Hirachis. Like he had great sneaker game back in like the 90s. And I could have brought that up. I was like, dude, I just bought a pair of Air Tech Challenges. Like I had to hunt them down. We went to Philly to buy them.
Are you a big sneaker guy?
I was, but not anymore. It's just fucking too much. It's like Red Bar. It's like it's too much to follow, and if you fall off, you're just like so out of the loop. Like getting back in it.
What about the Bappa verse? Are you into like the Brendan Schaub and all the stuff about Brendan Schaub, T-Pac, PF Chang's?
I've watched the videos. I'm not in Reddit. I don't do Reddit shit. I don't like reading stuff. But I've watched videos like Too Funny to Try makes great videos. Like, all right, guys, so here's another video of Brendan Schaub taking a shit on himself and rubbing it on a girl's face. Check this out. And he does a good job of like highlighting like his foibles. But I watched Gringo Poppy, and I didn't think it was like that bad.
I think it's funny as hell. Like I've watched it a few times because it's just so absurd, you know. Like I don't like formulaic comedy where it's all the same. Like I don't know. Like I like it that it's like it's so crazy. Like good, bad, whatever you want to call it. It's novel, you know.
Yeah, I don't dislike Brendan Schaub, but he is kind of a spectacle. Yet again, he's like the lack of self-awareness is a fun thing to watch, but I don't follow it very much.
Yeah, this guy's talking about like like the carne asada and like all that stuff he does. It's like it's so goofy.
We had his ex-producer on too, Mark Harley.
Oh, Mark Harley.
Yeah, we had Mark Harley on our show. So
like that. I had enough interest to be like, well, how is he a goofy fuck? So I watched the video about this is all the goofy fuck shit he ever did, but I wasn't interested enough to hear Mark Harley like talk about all the shit. I don't
talk about his dick pics.
Well, they had a big falling. Yeah, Mark Harley was like his wrangler for chicks on the road. So he would control his Instagram, and he would like try to line up chicks to hook up with basically, and he was paying them like 10 15 G's a month to like basically be his like personal assistant and like road manager. And basically they had a falling out, so it blew up and it was like a big spectacle on Reddit, and he went on podcast and talked a bunch of shit. So
I'm not sure if I like that. I don't know if I respect Mark Harley in that position. I don't know. Like if I'm friends with somebody and then we have a falling out, I'm not going to be posting their shit or like telling you intimate like then
you're a good man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but then like what would my current friends think? Be like, oh, I guess I gotta be friends with them, otherwise like I'm blackmailed. Like now there's this like underlying, now you don't even know who your friends are if they're just sticking around because you think that you're gonna fucking post shit about them.
It's the internet.
Yeah, with some gutter stuff, you know, but there's a whole lore about it. Like it was a long type of thing. So yeah, that's like the thing on Reddit. There's hundreds of thousands of people in there daily just clipping Schaub, making edits on videos, and they are funny. There's some funny ass people in there, but that's another one. Yeah, all the PF Chang stuff is.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I like to punch a little higher, not even because it's like more fair or whatever, just because it's like
Stevie Lou vibes, punch like, a little bit higher.
Oh yeah, no, physically yes, but comedy wise, like the people I make fun of are like people that would never know who I am because they are in such like they're in the public sphere. They're like Pete Davidson or something. Like I don't know.
Pete Davidson, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, like no, I was making fun of him Like I was like, hey guys, it's fucking me, Pete.
My dad was killed in the Twin Towers. What's up?
I didn't go that far, but I was just lightly shitting on him because these are like super celebs that are like that. I will never be able to hurt their feelings, so that's cool. But I don't like hurting people's feelings and shit. And there's people you literally
You don't like hurting people's feelings for real?
and I don't.
You're like Guy McInnes' show.
And that's correct. But these are people that like
Gavin's pretty chill.
these are like libs that are like making a TikTok and they would like me to die probably. So then I if they saw the video, but I wouldn't put it in their DM and be like, hey. I even went as far as I watched Rachel Dolezal, the chick who pretended to be black. I watched her documentary. I watched the documentary and I felt bad for her. I was like, this is just a dumb lady. So I DM'd her and I was like, hey, you know, like I know you get a lot of hate, but hope you're doing good. I'm that guy. I like to feel good. Feeling good.
Ryan, I got a cool question for you, man.
Yeah.
This is present climate and whatnot. You hear about Hunter Biden, you know, Trump, all this shit. I kind of stay away from political aspects, like who you're going to vote for, or do you know who you're going to vote for in this next election coming up?
I love Trump still. Like I think he's great, you know. And I also still think that it's like not a meaningless position. Like you can do a lot of good and bad there, but at the end of the day, it's like I don't know. I see through all this shit. Like
You don't think it's like a Trojan horse? He's trying to convince people to, you know.
For what? No, I don't think so.
I mean, it's pretty smart, Trojan horse wise. I mean, like, you convince a lot of idiots to do a lot of stupid things politically, which they have been doing, and then you can push the government to become more tight on what's happening in the populace.
That might. I think what that is like in no way do I see like him being favored by the government. I see him as like an opposing force in the government. So I don't think he would be able to, but I know what you're saying. Like, are they secretly involved in riling people up so that way they can put martial law in effect or something?
Why not?
I don't really see that. I mean, it's possible, but I don't.
Why don't you see that?
I don't know. I just don't. But I also don't think about it a fair amount. I think we're beyond politics. I think it really is just good and evil and God and the devil.
Well, all right,
it's all just a spectrum. So like you can zoom in really far in in any spot of the spectrum and be like, well, Trump is, you know, this good guy, but then oh no wait, if you're thinking of like 2030 and then 2027, oh well, no, there's supposed to be a guy like this, and it's like you can like go anywhere you want with all of it. So that's the thing. Like you and at the end of the day, like you want to focus in on like what you can kind of control, and then like focus on good versus evil. Focus on.
I don't believe in
that type
vote
of
for any of these fuckers, dude. I think you should just vote for your local constituents. Other than that,
no,
I mean,
absolutely, no, that's also very true. It really is. It's like the people that you surround yourself.
I never need that voting shit.
Yeah, it feels like
you got involved with your school board, your local constituents who push laws because I mean. What your local vibe is going for, that's what's going to happen. I mean, look at Roe versus Wade. I don't give a fuck about abortion either way. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really don't care. If you want to kill your baby, go ahead and do it, whatever. But if the state dictates via the constituents who voted for that person in office, and the majority don't want you to do it, sorry, you can't do it. That's the state level. I don't like the federal government controlling that shit. I prefer the states who control it depending on the constituents who they vote into office.
That's how it should work. No, for real, it's true.
Like if California wants to kill babies at 9 months, go ahead, do your shit. Good or versus evil, whatever. You can fall into disarray. I don't care about that shit. That's who you voted in. That's what you get. But other states, sorry, you can't abort your baby. Okay, you can't do it.
State level stuff. Yeah, I mean,
I'm pro government when it comes to that.
Right. Yeah. Well. I think that's pretty fair. I don't know. It doesn't sound wrong to me. I mean, but then again, I don't consider myself a very intellectual. Yeah, I'm not smart enough to comment on a lot of things, you know. So, but when it comes to politics, it's very intricate, very nuanced. There's a lot of variables, a lot of moving parts, a lot of people with intentions that you're not quite sure where they fall. Are they lying? Now I have to detect if they're lying or not. Like it would take so much energy for me to know. But I'm glad we live in a world where there's people absolutely scouring every detail of that, you know. And so I trust certain people in politics to deliver info, like Jack Posobiec or whatever, like on Twitter when he
Or
tweets
Tucker
something. I'm like,
Carlson.
yeah, I don't even watch Tucker Carlson. I think he's awesome from what I've seen, but I don't know. Then I hear some stuff that he's not so awesome.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. Hey, the chatters are like booing us and getting mad about politics. So let me ask you about someone else quick.
Yeah.
That also throws hands and boxes a little bit. Do you know Aaron Imholt? He's from Steel Toe Morning Show.
Oh, okay. I'm vaguely familiar with.
You've
that.
seen him pop up. I think he's done stuff with Pumia.
He's the actual boxer, man.
Interesting.
He's done a couple amateur boxing matches. So he's another guy. If we could ever muster up a couple of these knuckleheads to jump in the ring, you know.
Right. No, that's I would like a full. I told Gavin this. Somebody needs to make a video about this. I don't know. I guess you would put. Would you put Kevin Brennan in the middle of this entire web of beef? Right. So
there's different. It's like Venn diagrams. You know, he's like in the middle of one of them. Stuttering John's in the middle of the dabble verse one. He's like in the middle of like the mud verse or hack verse one.
Together.
But then they all cross over. Yeah.
That's insane. Oh, that just reminded me. Stevie Lou, he said that he said I'm a coattail rider and a hack. But that's fine. You could think that, but I don't remember what he ever contributed to the Eastside Dave show besides breaking the desk.
Oh, I saw that shit, dude.
I'm not even trying to be mean. I don't remember him contributing anything. Maybe he like grabbed the mic and be like, yeah, fucking blah, blah. And like looked like the main guy from Small Soldiers with
Small Soldiers.
The guy whose teeth are way too far
Dude,
apart.
that was a hard movie, bro.
I love that movie.
I love that movie.
And I love Stevie Lou in it too. So that's why it
shit.
hurts my heart to have to be at odds with him in a physical bout, but that's the way they roll. But I just don't remember what he's ever done. That just really confused me. So if you could keep talking about me, that's good. This will be the last I talk about Steve Lou. I can't
until the fight, of course, right?
If I feel something in my heart, I'll say it.
Well, you have to go to the press conference and talk about him.
Good point. Yeah, I hope there's all that stuff because that's all part of boxing. It's all part of. I love the before, I love the after, I love and the during is really where everybody focuses the fight. But there is a lot of there's an art to the lead up and to the aftermath. So,
speaking of which, what's your thoughts on the Primetime 99 guy?
Primetime 99. He is I think he's like the best at doing the fucking like town hall things where he's basically causing disorder in these usually boring places where they feel like it's a safe, nice place to. But I like the disruption of that a lot. I haven't watched his new show much. I watched the episode that Gavin was on. But yeah, and he's a friend of mine. I text him sometimes, but we're not close friends, but he recently got his fight canceled, and I was really bummed out for him for that because I was excited vicariously through him that he was going to be boxing in the Happy Punch promotion, and it got canceled because he threw like fake pork on a guy, and he's Muslim, whatever. So I talked to him, but not very much. I mean, our friendship doesn't go very deep, but we are friendly with one another, and I hope he has continued success. On the other hand, I know that Jesse Smith likes to make fun of him, but Jesse doesn't hate anybody. So this causes no dissonance for Jesse where it's like, you can't, it's like, ew, how are you friends with him? That's not a thing that I have to worry about with Jesse. That's why he's such a good friend. So I could.
But you've seen all the conspiracy stuff about him, right?
No.
I think a lot of it was on the Hot Awful Clips channel.
His grandmother did a mass shooting?
No, well that's one small thing, yeah. But like the red shoes and like some of the stuff with what he was doing before he got into there's some stuff like where he came from, like maybe he's like working for some.
What do you mean?
Something. There's I think it's Pod Awful Clips, or maybe even just on Pod Awful, but there's I think he clipped it or one of his people made it, but it just goes through all this like very bizarre stuff that he had been kind of associated with.
Interesting.
So,
no, yeah.
I mean, I just that's an interesting dichotomy though, because like you said, like there's Venn diagrams and like you're like him and you're chill with him, But then and Gavin went on there, but then Jesse covered that video of Gavin on there, and it was like pointing out like Gavin's like when Gavin was cringing at him after certain parts and stuff. So it's like your worlds are colliding, you know.
He did a live show. It was quite ambitious that I don't think it landed, and like I would tell him that, but that's about it. I mean, I could just tell him how I feel about that. I wouldn't say that behind his back. This is like talking behind people's back, essentially. So like I've been nice to him, so I don't want to be two-faced and be like, dude, fucking. But I hear what Jesse has to say about that. I'm like, that's fine. But yet again, that all goes into this like gossip pile that I just don't.
Exactly.
And
it doesn't matter.
this is the real story of how I look at people, real people, and the gossip around them and stuff like that. There's this kid who is addicted to heroin in our town, Lamb. I just call him Lamb Chop. And he stole a friend of mine's parents' wedding ring, and everybody X'd him. They were like, "We'll never talk to you again." Like everybody. No, I maintained friendship with him because he got clean. I was there for him when he was feeling like he wanted to relapse. And we had like a symbiotic relationship. Sometimes we were at odds because he felt like he's like, I'm not a fucking charity case. Like that was the vibe. And he would be like, hey, you want
as a man, like, hey, bro. Like,
yeah. So he would like, even though I was like his only one of like 3 friends that he really had, he would still be like, he would fuck with me just to make sure I'm not like, oh, I feel bad that you don't have any friends.
Fuck that shit.
No, but we were tight. Like, and he's a good guy. I haven't talked to him in a long time. I hope he's doing well. But that's everybody X'd him. I didn't. It's not even because he didn't like fuck with my shit personally either. It's that people are allowed to be forgiven, and he did move past that, and he proved that was an old version of himself.
So Red Bar should be forgiven, correct?
Forgive him. Yeah. Literally, I forgive him. I just don't want to watch the show. I don't.
Come on, man. You gotta forgive him. You gotta watch the show, man.
No, he's forgiven. I wish the best for him. I hope he's doing good.
Wish the best.
No, I really do. I admire the guy. Like he's done something great with like what he's doing. I just don't like it.
I know, man.
I don't like his show. I don't want to watch it.
I don't. You don't like the San Tripoli kids and shit? You think that was funny?
No, don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I didn't even have a falling out with him or know any of these people, and I just like you just fall off from watching it a couple times, and then eventually you forget about it. That's how everything works.
This is a gay thing that people say, but like I have a life of my own. But like he's made fun of people. Oh, you have a life of your own. Like, congratulations. Wow, he's too big to watch a show. Now I know that sounds fucking gay, but I really I don't have time for that. Like I stopped doing a lot of stuff just
you got a baby, bro.
Dad, and yeah. Even before that though, I was just like not interested. So there was a documentary that came out shitting on Gavin. I never watched that, never will, because I don't like hearing stuff behind people's back. Period. If you said you should watch it, then I'd watch it. But I just don't like, that goes for you. That goes for you. Like I don't want to hear people talk shit on you. Like, I don't know. It's not natural.
People are gonna talk shit though, man. You can't control that, right?
But who are these people?
Who are they? They're fucking faggots.
Melton's been.
Dude, Melton's shit on me for fucking bricks. There's some fucking loser, fucking fat fucker in Las Vegas shit on me for bricks. Say I'm a meth head, all this shit. Dr. Child's a tweaker too, and shit like that. I'm like, all right, have fun with that shit.
Yeah.
My thing is, you laugh at it, you enjoy it. I mean, man, I've been making music for so long. Like I've worked with certain people and whatnot. They say some crazy shit. You just enjoy it. You laugh at it. You laugh at people shitting on you. Ha ha ha! It's funny.
Sure.
And if they want to collab, I'll collab with them. I don't give a fuck if you shit on me. I'll still collab with you.
Right.
Like if Red Bar came at you and said, "Hey, I want to do something with you," would you still do it or no? Or you just are gonna annex him?
Probably not. But like, what is the thing?
He would never do anything.
I don't think he would.
Some voiceover or something, right?
I don't think he really does he interact with others? Does he have?
He does. He does some interviews with people once in a great while. Once in a great while, dude. It's got to be something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't, but
I'm talking hypothetical here. Though.
I would be interested in what that thing was. Like, I would work with Sven. So
Sven's awesome.
I've been DMing with Sven. He's cool.
I mean, Sven talks shit about Red Bar, right? You saw that shit, right?
Yeah, I didn't like that either. I didn't like that I had the access to hear a guy's thoughts about a guy when he wasn't quite, because like I think they moved past that, right? So
I
like
don't know.
I don't know if they did either, but like for you to tell the guy you're not recording, that's fucking grimy. Like they called up Sven, they're like, hey man, not recording. And then Sven is like, all right, I'll be real with you. I'm not happy with
He's
him
a
right now.
dumbass enough to believe that.
I guess, but still, it's like nobody has any fucking. I don't know. I just think that's real like spineless shit. So I didn't like the fact that there was a hidden recording of Sven talking shit. Like that's unfair to Sven.
Why do you trust a random motherfucker though to say yes? Come on, man.
It's true, but I mean, he sounded pretty convincing. It's like now you can't trust people because now they're gonna run and go tell something. It's fucking.
I'm not even in this vibe, and I understand that you don't trust any random motherfucker saying, "Hey, I'm recording you." I mean, I'm not recording you. Hey, this is just a thing. You're not gonna say what you really want to say. You talk to your buddies, with that and whatnot. Sven was being retarded as fuck, spilling his beans. Don't spill your beans.
Interesting. Yeah.
He did. I mean, that's your entertainment. Why would you do that?
You know what really sucks is it was kind of predatory on the feelings that a guy has when like he is doing a public thing, and then he's got private thoughts about that aren't meant for air. Like you could be a person, like, and somebody reaches out and they're like, listen, dude, I'm here for you. I know I'm not in your circle of friends or whatever. I mean, if you want to vent, I'm here. Like that seems like too good to be true. And I think we learned it was. So basically that's that. But I think he took advantage of trust, and that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It's a good lesson.
Unless here's a conspiracy there. What if Sven wanted that to go out and he wanted to seem like,
dude, you don't know, bro.
You don't know. I mean,
know.
I don't think that's how that went, but also,
I mean, you can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid spilling your beans. And then
also, it's like,
it's like an Antifa member walked up to you and asked you about the Proud Boys or something,
Right. It's like, but at the end, it's like, dude, we're gonna die. That's a bummer in some ways. In some ways, it's glorious, magnificent, and that's what has to happen. It's the next stage.
That's how nature works. Yeah, go ahead.
You got to be careful what you spend your energy on. Like I don't go out and do podcasts and stuff. And like, dude, I've been begging to go on the Simpcast. I just want to go on. But I don't know if I hang with all those funny gals. So it hurts that I'm not able to go on all these shows. But I don't go on shows. Like I just don't. So
why'd you choose our show then, man?
Because I saw that this was like, I don't know, fairly new, and you guys seemed excited about having me on, and I'm like, if I could follow through and make that an exciting thing, which I hope I did. But I'm also very boring because yet again, I'm very Catholic. I'm very serious about my faith. I do curse. I do slip up. I do judge people. I make mistakes. I'm flawed. I'm not a great representative of the faith and all the glory that it beholds, but I have it in my heart to be a good person, fucking just live my life, make some money, watch my daughter grow up, my son grow up, be a good husband to my wife, all this stuff. It's very boring. Like it's more entertaining to be like fucking Stevie Lou, I'm gonna fucking get you.
It's chivalrous.
Oh,
I
appreciate
that.
Yeah.
I started
those things sound good.
I started a stream with one of the people, Ari Jane. And we did a stream Friday, and it was just very whimsical, and it was only based on good stuff. So it was like the anti-misery drama cast.
That's
and
awesome.
Of course, people like, of course, the most in Discord, like the most miserable dudes were like, dude, it's not even worth hate watching. It's like they're just talking about the word good, and like, yeah, it was like, very like absolutely no drama. So but that we were talking about that thing that you mentioned, like what you put out there reciprocates back at you. Like the phone is a mirror. So like what you're like consuming is what you're going to fill your mind going forward. So it is important to like, it is, you do have to be somewhat discerning on what you do take in.
Yeah, no, it really is like, it's your diet of like spiritual input. Is it good or is it bad? I don't know. I try. I just try. Like now I don't watch fucking demonic stuff anymore. Like, and I like scary movies and stuff, but the Exorcist trailer, I went to go see Oppenheimer IMAX, and like an IMAX size is like the Exorcist trailer for the new one coming out, and I'm like, oh, I can't watch this. Like this is really bad. I was like, it was gay. I was like a little old lady. I was like, oh my god. We're
That's
talking
how
about
I am too.
the Exorcist trailer. Like I can't watch satanic shit anymore.
Yeah, I went in.
Why? Why can't you watch that shit?
I don't, and a lot of it I can, and my belief is that it's like hokey and gay and like
Of course it's hokey. It's Hollywood.
Yeah. And
Once you see like true evil, bro, then like you don't want to deal with that shit anymore. Like if
think
you're
about
like
the demons is like you have to like let them in, and that's the thing I'll never
do. You
do.
believe
So
in demons?
yeah,
I'm talking like possession. You
Yeah.
can get possessed
Oh, yeah.
and like lose your.
yeah. I think possession could go to a level where it isn't even that like wild looking, where it's just like
It's normal.
yeah, you keep falling, you keep saying yes to the wrong things, and then you're a fucking demon. Now you're like a homeless person throwing shit at a woman with her like pushing her kid in a carriage or
I
something.
mean, do you think that's demonic, or
I
do you
don't
think
think
it's
they're
something
demons,
weak?
but I think they're saying they're weak spiritually and they're letting in.
I don't think you're weak spiritually. I think you're weak mentally.
Hey man, I mean you could to think that those are two separate things is an interesting theory, but I think it's all connected. I think
Do you think it's kind of like a gift to somebody, like, oh, they're weak spiritually, so obviously that's why they're acting this way, or they're weak mentally, they haven't accepted why they're in this position and why they're doing this. They're so fucked up so much in life they can't accept it. So this is why, logically instead of being spiritually about it.
I think it's both. I think they act in unison. Like your brain knows what's spiritually going on too. It's kind of like the calculator of whatever. Like if you're trying to like measure something out in nature, it comes down to hard calculations, which was the brain side. But at the root of it, what you're trying to identify and express is like a thing as wild and like nuanced as nature. So they're both. It's two sides of the coin. Like your brain does all the hard calculated stuff, making decisions and whatever, but it comes from spiritually. Are you strong enough to say no? Are you strong enough to say yes? Are you desperate? Do you feel hopeful? Do you feel desperate? I don't know. I think it's all the same.
Have you ever felt a demon presence around yourself at any point in time?
Not in like an explicit way, but I've had tugs at my conscience to do the wrong things all throughout my life. Everybody does,
I mean, you don't think that's free will tugging at you instead of
no, free will would be that's what you do with the decision. Like the decision pops up, there's a good idea, bad idea. The free will is the ability to pick between those two.
Okay, so what makes you want to pick good versus evil in your in your idea of what's good and evil?
Well, sometimes it's hard and difficult. And okay, yeah, this is a good example. So
Okay,
I did blow I was in one of these cities after a show.
okay,
And had some blow.
and this happened, right?
Bad decision. Yeah, this happened. This
Okay.
bad decision. From there, I was like in a weakened state. So I don't know. Like I could have fought fucking some. Like I could from that decision, I felt like I was capable of doing more shit that I normally wouldn't do. So just from like that one bad decision, I could like be more like if somebody was vaguely a dick to me, I could just put that I could turn that into like a full blown fight or something like that.
You know what
I mean?
brain chemicals kicking in at that point?
Yeah, no, it is.
Right.
Cocaine is, yeah, but sure.
Yeah, of
But
course.
now that you're weakened and you don't your moral compass is now thrown off because your reality shifted a little bit because you're on coke. Now, fucking, you can make bad decisions. I don't know. That's how I think, frankly. I think even so, it's if you choose the wrong path, it could lead you farther. Like the movie Hangover.
I mean, dude, that's with anything though. I mean, I'm not Christian anymore, but I understand if I fucking do like Stevie Lou, smoke a blunt a day, I'm gonna have a fucking issue at this point. It's gonna be down a wrong path and saying some shit. Maybe I don't remember or whatnot.
Blunt a day, 10 blunts a day, bro.
Exactly. Like, dude, that doesn't take a fucking theologist or something. It's just logically proven. If you do something over time, or you do something, like if you drink 20 gallons of water, you're gonna die. You're gonna see euphoric things. You're gonna have issues and whatnot. If you drink 20 beers, if you do something so much, and when sitting in or over time, you're gonna start having issues towards that. You know,
I was saying, yeah. It's just the decision to do it. It's like
people are weak. They're logically weak.
think about they call God the Father, and think about if your father was like, I don't want you drinking and driving, and like
I've had that. Yeah.
Don't you get in the car and you're like, I know he would not be proud of this, and like I'm gonna hide it from him. I'm ashamed of it.
I never do that because I'm logical.
There you go. I mean, but logic is the decision to do the right thing, but that love for your father, that respect for your father, and knowing that he wants your best interest, he has your best interest in mind. That feeling also is that there's nothing there, is what I'm saying. I'm like,
is that more human? Because we are animals, correct? Right.
But what about this? Logically, you can you can drive home and make it home, like because
hopefully, yes.
Yeah, but the chance.
I mean, I'm not gonna crash into 20 cars.
Exactly. Like, you're gonna be actually fine, but like.
I shouldn't be doing
this. And spiritually, you are disobeying your father who wants the best for you,
or are you knowingly knowing that you're breaking the law, so you shouldn't be doing this? That societal law that we portrayed upon each other.
It could be, but in this example, we used your father.
Okay, so we say my father, and as my father interpreted beyond that it's the law, you cannot drink and drive.
Well, I'm sure he also doesn't want you to get hurt. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I don't know. It depends on that situation. But here's another one. You said that you're a former Christian. You don't believe in Christ.
I believe in Jesus, a real historical figure.
Would you? But you don't think he's God?
No.
God manifest. No. God. Okay. Would you light a picture of Jesus on fire?
I mean, why would I light a picture on fire? Explain that to me.
Would you, if somebody was like, here's $100, light this picture of Jesus on fire, would you do it?
No, I'm not that desperate for $100.
So
I would light anything on fire for $100. That's retarded. I'm not going to listen to somebody tell me to do something for $100.
Would you do it for $500?
No, that's stupid.
Would you feel any sort of way about that?
Feel some type of way? No, I would not.
Do you just, isn't it just burning a picture? Like, burning a picture of a cat, if you had to burn a picture
of anything,
and somebody makes you burn a picture of a cat,
I wouldn't feel any, and I wouldn't feel anything about doing it, but I wouldn't do it for money.
No, I'm not. I know you gotta understand.
I mean, like, I wouldn't do it. I
have self-respect,
but to me, like, I feel like that's like
bullshit.
That's like iconography or like something anyway. So like that's not like a holy thing.
Sure.
So like I wouldn't do it with intention either. Like
I'm not gonna hop in a fucking thing where they throw money at you, say grab as much as you can, and I try to grab it. Fuck that shit. I have integrity as a human being, as myself. I understand that I'm not gonna sell my soul, whatever that means. I sell myself to money. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Let's get money out of it. Let's say there's a gun to your head and you have to light a picture of a cat on fire, so you do it, right?
Sure.
There's a gun to your head, you have to light a picture of Jesus on fire, so you do it to survive. Unless you wouldn't. I mean, but that I think I would at that point. but Jesus would know in my heart that
where are you getting at? Where are you getting at? Come on.
Basically, would you feel any different lighting those two on fire just because you were forced to in both ways? Would you feel any different, whether it's hesitation or guilt or about lighting?
Why would I feel guilty about someone putting a gun to my head and lighting a picture on fire?
But like the actual lighting, get the gun out of there. Basically, you're forced to light a picture of both things on fire. Do you feel any different about the one that is of Jesus?
See, my thing is this: you guys try to do these semantics with what would you do this? What would you do with that?
No, I've never heard this before.
You're saying it. You obviously have some idea.
Basically, you said you're a former Christian, and I believe that
I'm a former Roman Catholic. I'm a Roman Catholic, just like him, just lapsed.
I still feel like you deep down you can't get rid of the truth of the reverence of Jesus as you say a person or as
it's beautiful.
God.
The ideology is beautiful.
I think so.
But that enough. And as you embark on this fatherhood and you understand like what fatherhood means, and then if you happen to touch scripture or scripture brushes by you or whatever, I think
So
there's
I
an
can acknowledge
opportunity,
beauty in something
but
that's
who created it?
theologic, like
There is.
Buddhism, whatever things that are going on.
I just,
There's so much beauty in the Catholic Church just via through the masses they portray and whatnot,
sure.
via through the statues, via through the churches, the cathedrals, the
But those are
basilicas.
the people. What about the glory and beauty of your daughter and the bond you have? And when she looks
Okay.
at you and says, and she finally says, yeah, that who made that? That's not a man-made thing. I'm just saying you were gonna have an abundance of gratitude that is going to be, you can't place it anywhere else, and I think you will come back to Christ. And that's my because you're not one of these atheists who's like, dude, fuck that devil, like those fucking boners.
No, it says retarded.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have hope and faith in all people, and all people have totally different stories. I've been watching conversion stories, and it's like, dude, the world's gonna be a better place if more
My
people
thing is,
start acknowledging.
here's my thing though. At the end of the day, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're a Roman Catholic, correct? You got acknowledged by the church. You have your saint name, all that bullshit, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why would you allow yourself to be put into that arena willingly? Because understand this: the church for thousands of years. I'm not even getting into pedophilia because that's whatever. It's not proven. I'm not gonna say shit. The Crusades.
Pretty bad.
I would say they're what's it called? What's it called when you do for charities? Their charities. How much actually money comes back towards the church compared to what actually goes to the victims and whatnot. I would say the Pope himself for the past, not even the Pope right now, Francis. He's a piece of shit. Let's go to Pope John, whatever the fuck. I think the 8th or something like that.
Pope John Paul II.
Yeah, that's it.
Pope Benedict the 16th.
I mean, look at all the popes, the kings, the queens, the constituents that served under them and whatnot throughout centuries.
Yep.
Idiots, sheep were used for so long to push their agenda, to push their own purses, push all this shit, and it's still happening today. So my thing is, why are you willing to push the ideology of the Roman Catholic Church and not just, hey, I believe in this. I'm not Roman Catholic. I just believe in this and this and that, and that's it. I'm not gonna be tied to their dominion of if you're gonna follow this certain type of rules, I'm gonna be involved with that. Like, why would you get involved with that?
I think there's definitely two things going on here. There's the acts of man, which are flawed, sinful. It is acknowledged in the Bible. There's also a war. The people that are the closest to God and are the most looked up to as sources of pureness and goodness are manipulated by the forces of evil the most. Because if you pull down a hero,
power was it called power manipulates all or some shit?
Something but basically it's like they are under the most attack because they're like the forces of evil don't care if some rapist meth head or something does more evil. That's not as sexy and like
you can't control as many people with that,
right? And that's not as juicy as getting somebody to fall really far from grace. Like somebody getting the jock to smoke a blunt or something means more than getting the stoner to smoke a blunt.
Right.
So basically the forces of evil work harder on these people. And by the way, they're people. So you don't judge God based on their people. You don't base fucking, I don't know, your family. Say there was a pedo in your family. Okay. Do you want people to look at your family and be like, that's the pedo family? No. I mean, I think as a whole, you are better than you are bad, but there is great bad in that one pedo. And we'll make it somebody else's family because that's fucked up. Hypothetically put on you. But basically, these are the acts of men. These are things that people try to use against them to be like, look how bad it is. But this earth is fallen. We live in a fallen state. God gave us free will, so we could do with that what we will. And you could point at any Catholic and be like, look, they did this, so that must mean this. It doesn't mean that, it's okay. And could you judge oh no, wait, all right, let's say my daughter becomes this is terrible, but she goes in the top of a building and snipes a guy for fun.
FBI,
you can only blame me but so much. You could say that my parenting sucks or whatever, but how about the responsibility, if she's an adult, of like, you didn't listen to the lessons that you're taught. I never taught her to snipe people on a fucking roof. So she would never do that. And God bless her. And I feel bad for even involving it. I actually regret that hypothetical, but I'm just trying to put it
I
on
get
me
your
because
saying.
I made your family a hypothetical pedophile. So I tried
Yeah,
to.
you're good, man. I don't give a
tried to
fuck.
put
Straight
something on-
back. I get it.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think we're getting two things confused: the glory of God and the foibles of man. And that's basically it. But look at all the greatness, and really it's how you want to look at it. But I understand what you're saying.
It's so hard for somebody to understand.
But my heart is on fire for the Lord, and all I want for you, like, it would feel so good to, like, there's this a chick from Compound, Andrea, that like tweeted out. She's like, "Hey, I was looking to for some other churches because not really feeling the Catholic stuff anymore due to like the Vatican and the pedophilia, whatever." And listen, it's like, dude, no Catholics are like, "Yay, pedophilia!" Like, fucking, that hurts us all, and it makes us look bad. But that's okay. Like, that can exist, and we could also still be good and true and right and onto the right
Doesn't it
thing.
make you sick that the church tries to cover that shit up?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
they do.
yeah, it's terrible. It's all bad. But here's another weird thing. Also, now, I'm not saying I don't trust these allegations. I'm sure that a lot of them are true, but I also know that can be used against perfectly good people. Like, why did Pope Benedict the 16th resign? He's the first one to resign in 600 years. Why? Well, they just had one of his, a friend of his, with allegations that he was touching. And he was like, that would never happen.
Well, look at the political landscape, though. Did he lose favor?
What's up?
Look at the political landscape, though. Did he lose favor?
Did he lose favor?
Did he lose favor in certain kingdoms or whatnot who were supporting him at that time?
Well, he's a guy, so that's fine.
I know, but did he lose political favor within these kings and queens who were supporting him at the time who were for the church? You know what I'm saying? Because it's all political, man. No one gives a fuck about actual pedophilia. No one gives a fuck about that. I understand that. No one gives a fuck. It's all about political theater and whatnot. What's going on this time within the church? It's been going for thousands of years.
Yeah, it's possible, but yet again, I mean, I tend to not conflate like people in the church with the church, because the church is the body of the church is its people. So, I mean, no church in the wild. Jay-Z, Kanye West.
I mean, look at you said you're just looking at the Crusades, correct?
What's that?
You said you're just looking at the Crusades right now. Are you kind of like, have you like studied it at all, or have you been looking into it at all, or no? Like from the first to the third to the Peasant Crusade or whatnot.
I haven't gotten into that yet. I'm still very much like just reading scripture, praying the rosary, learning the Stations of the Cross, prayers.
Well, look into the Crusades, man. That shit really opened my eyes to like the Catholic Church in itself, of not just, oh, we're here for the people, so, like you just stated, if this happens, we're gonna do our thing, but we're, no one gives a fuck actually about pedophilia, about any of this stuff within the church. It's actually about political theater, political stuff, who's supporting us, who's our donors, who's doing this and doing this and this and then that. It's about money. Money runs the world, so it's just another fucking game in this shit, bro. And I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I was listening to it, and I just don't want to support that. I want to say I am Roman Catholic. I'm proud to be Roman Catholic, but I'm not Roman Catholic to the modern day and or whatever the fucking people have perceived beforehand.
That's why I think the Latin Mass is right for you, because it contains all of the good things. And the Latin Mass.
I love Latin Mass. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can recite Latin sermons, not sermons, but prayers and whatnot.
Sure, it's gorgeous. It's awesome. But
yeah, it's beautiful.
The same thing. I remember what you said earlier about the government. You were like, honestly, fuck the government. Doesn't matter who the president is. I don't care about that. You need to vote locally. So in the same way with the church, giving the church that same respect, which I think it deserves over government for sure too. It's like my church, the people that I know, the love that is in that building, and then even when we all disperse and we're outside and our kids are playing with each other, there's bonds being formed. There's like communities being built on the homeschooling idea and stuff, and we trust and we care about each other, and that is free. And we're not looking for anything out of each other but the feeling of just like communion with each other. And so this is all a very pure thing. And when you get higher up, the more power you get, the more people are manipulatable. These are
but it convinces the sheep to follow that, though.
No, because I mean, no, especially not with the pedophilia. You can't be like, oh, there's pedophilia in the church, so I'm gonna try it out. Like
I've seen tons of churches accept transgenders, accept gay fucking priests and shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Those aren't true Catholic.
This is in the middle. This is the fucking Midwest.
Catholic churches.
Yeah.
Episcopalian. Well, those aren't right. They're not right.
They're not Episcopalian. What would you say? No, they're Roman Catholic churches followed by the Pope. They follow the Pope's creed. Hey, it's okay to have gay fucking shit. It's okay to have a lesbian.
The Pope right now is what everybody is seeing right now. He's doing what people lightly call, because we don't like to just outwardly shit on the Pope. We say that he's confusing a lot of people, and it's true. Like, what he's doing is confusing, and it's not to the scripture, it's not to the gospel. So you can't judge the church based on what he's doing. But like you said, it's trickling down.
Is he a representation of the gospel and of the church, though? That's why he's voted in, correct?
Exactly. But
so
he's not aligning with what we believe to be true. He's not aligning.
Why would you vote him in then?
I didn't vote for anything.
I know, but why would they? Why would your leaders of your faith vote him in then?
I would ask them, but I know with my vote, I go to a Latin mass that eschews all of that.
So
and they, and we're rebellious towards the Vatican II and the changing of the church and the mass, which isn't supposed to happen. Like, a lot of things are wrong, but we're sticking with it. And in these clandestine sort of like Latin mass, we're going to do it traditional. We're not for the gays. We'll never put a pride flag. There's no way. There's no way. Like, my church will never ever do that. It is because the people demand it, and the priests understand that, and they know the Bible better than maybe Pope Francis does.
Well, I get that, man. It's just
it basically
I can't be part of something that supports a hierarchy of issues.
A hierarchy. Well, the hierarchy in the established, like the form and order of the church, was from Jesus Christ and passed down from him.
Right, but your priests are moved depending on what dictates from a hierarchy, correct?
You mean like what? They could be like swayed and wander away from the scripture. Yeah, I know.
Not that. No, I mean they're moved from constituents to other chapels or whatnot, correct? Your priests are assigned certain areas, and then after a few years, they're moved to another one, right?
You could be, yeah.
No, they are.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to be at a certain time. You are supposed to be moved after a certain point in time to another area or whatnot.
That's fine. And my church has maybe up to even 5 people that do the Latin mass, and I love them all.
Right, but your priest is moved periodically, though.
Sure. I can't.
Right.
I don't find anything wrong with that. I would miss Father. I'm not going to say, I don't want to dox my priests, but I would miss them. So, but it would continue on, and it's not about the people. It's not about the priests as much as it is your connection to God and how to worship them properly, as it was written in the
scripture. So why do you
need
the church then at that point?
Because that is how Jesus passed on the church. He passed on the Eucharistic ritual to us to remember him by. He said, you know all the stuff. You know why.
I'm asking you, man.
It is the one true church. It is the way that you worship God properly. This was passed down through tradition and of the Bible. God works not only in scripture and says, this is the book. This is everything me contained. No, the Bible does not fully contain God. God works in ways and art. He works in expression. He works in traditions too. So
don't you think there's some symbolism behind it though? You shouldn't take it literal though. To some aspect.
No, but I do think that
there's a lot of symbolism though.
I do think behind that people that recorded like certain numbers, when they say 40,000, maybe they just meant like a shit ton.
It's bullshit.
Maybe they just meant like a shit ton. I can't count that many.
Jesus people. Walked on water. That's bullshit. He didn't do that.
He did. I'm what you call a believer in the word.
Come on, man. Who the fuck walks on water, dude? Come on, scientifically, who does
the one true God. Science means nothing to the Bible.
Shit.
Science is the way. Science.
No,
science,
nigga, no.
Yeah, nigga.
I'm pulling the N-word here, bro. I got to pull it. What?
Dude, hard R, nigger. Yes, nigger. Yes, like things that are impossible are possible under God. Yes, I believe it.
Jesus Christ.
Literally. Right. Yeah.
Okay, then I got a question for you, Ryan, man. If you believe all that hanky-dinky shit. So, I don't even want to be disrespectful towards you, man, because That's fun. No, for real, dude.
I'll pray for you.
Thank you. I need it.
No problem.
Well, I see it like this.
Go ahead, Dr.
'Cause-
Chow. You've been gone for breaks. What do you got?
I'm
man?
sorry, Dr. Chow.
No, I mean, like, I don't like I can get into theology and philosophy, all going back, all different types, Eastern, Western philosophy, theology, and all that type of stuff. But like I don't really like getting into it too much unless like you like have a setup thing to do it. But like you guys are both like very strong in your beliefs and passionate on opposite sides. Like Lil Mirror, you don't know, but you're like, oh, I know, like this didn't happen. And Ryan's like, oh, he doesn't know, no, but he believes too. Like he knows it did happen. So it's just interesting to sit back kind of and watch it, you know.
Yeah.
We're just having theological discussion here. It's good for people to watch. I mean, you need to have it more.
Yeah, I think it's the like yet again, probably not the most exciting content. I don't have a real good gauge on like what's exciting for people to watch, but that's way far down the list of my concern. When I could be, I mean, I want to share what I have, you know, and it's I don't know. It's just I would love for more people to feel this way, to have.
I got a question for you, though, man.
Yeah.
No, that's commendable. Like you do seem like a dude who's like got a level head, and like you seem to have like robust, you know, physical health and all that. Like so,
But
yeah,
dude, my thing is this though,
working
man.
out.
I
You got
have
a
an
good life.
issue. I have an issue with the church. I don't know why you support the church so much, though.
You are the church. If you're a believer in Christ, you are part of the church.
Yes,
The
but
church
you're more vocal
Yeah,
about
Lil
supporting
Mirror,
beyond
who
the
cares
church.
what he
though,
does,
correct?
man? Like what? Like you can't get offended by other people.
I'm
like,
not offended by
even
it.
to their
I want to talk to you a
temples
little
or
bit here.
whatever
love-
it is.
Do you love America?
I'm not even talking about America. Fuck America at this point.
But do you love America? Living in America, the things that it's offered you, the opportunities, the
Opportunities.
people. I mean, you could have disdain for America, or is the government, because the government is.
I'm all about government, man. I believe in government 100%.
Sure.
They
But
need to
like,
control people. People are
what
idiots.
what about the lands of America? The fucking Appalachian Mountains, fucking the geography of St. Louis.
What about it?
What about the palm trees of Florida and the deserts of Nevada and the tropical paradise of Hawaii and then the frozen whatever, I don't know if it's a tundra of Alaska. Like these great.
What's your vibe? Where are you getting at, man?
Basically, the entity of America is the land and the people.
That we took from the Indians, right?
I don't give it.
I'm not fucking with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, things happen.
Go ahead. I'm fucking with. That's
Yeah. No, I know. But basically, you can have that pride and love, and you could also criticize the government, which is the essential. That's kind of, I think, a microcosm of.
Should you criticize the government though?
Could I?
No, should you though? At the end of the day,
has issues, I mean, what is the government but just a collection of people doing different jobs?
Allowed to control your constituents at a certain point in time, so the majority agree on something. So you don't allow the tweakers and the let's say the far left Antifa and the far right Christians and whatnot to have to control anything. You allow the middle people who have some sort of idea to control what's going on, the constituents, the normal constituents who have a majority of the vote. Correct?
I think the middle people are the most dangerous because they don't have any. I mean,
so you think you should be controlled by the far left and the far right?
I think I would respect somebody who is fervently, like, completely opposed to what I believe more so than someone who's lukewarm and who's kind of like, oh, maybe, I don't know, because they're not effective. I would like the opposition to believe in itself and be formidable. And
but how do you create though a civilization from that? Though you can't. You can't.
Well, listen, like we have to coexist with each other whether we like it or not. So I mean, that's just it's another obstacle of like. It is a hard thing, right? Like, imagine fucking being like, all right, these are the rules for you 10 people, and then 5 are like, fuck that, and 5 are like, that rules. It's like you guys have to just figure it the fuck out.
That's how shit works, though, man.
And by the way, like, we're still like in the luckiest period of existence when it comes to like we have the ability to be in comfort and entertainment to a point where we're numbed. So like that's a big temptation that you have to like really be careful for. So that's your free will. That's your freedom of. You could do whatever the fuck you want. You can make your life a living hell.
I think you need to control people, dude. They're idiots.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like once you realize like all history is fake,
People need
And
the winners dictate
there's
history.
very
The
little-
winners dictate
No,
history.
no, no.
Yes, they do. What are you talking about? No,
if
no, no,
people
no,
can-
no.
if
No, hang on,
people
hang on. Dr.
can-
Shaw, what do you mean? No, no,
It's
no,
all
no.
fake. It's all
No, why is it all fake though? Why? The winners dictate and they write the history scripts for us. Correct? Why would a loser
Yes,
dictate
there's not really.
history?
Yeah, but there's no winners or losers. That's fake
Yes,
too.
there
You're-
is.
no, because then you're going on the false assumption that the winner of this fake event that I studied in history then got to write the next history book.
Why would
But
they
I'm just
teach
telling
that
you,
fake
all
event?
history is fake. That just
It's
wipes
No, it's
out
not.
everything.
That's bullshit.
It's
No,
all
it's not.
sculpted from a narrative.
It's sculpted from it's sculpted from a winner's narrative. They implement to you like look at the Civil War.
No.
It's about fucking
Not-
was it slavery or they teach people
Exactly.
fucking
No,
school?
no.
Bullshit.
Actually, it was more, but it was way more than that. Yeah,
There's
that was
business dealings. There's all types of
Okay.
shit behind that actually implemented.
But no, that proves
Once you
point.
realize all history is fake, and there's only a very few little things to actually know, and almost no one knows them, then you become wise.
Yeah, that was
Of
true.
course.
You know what helps too? I had a near-death experience. We were climbing the precipice in Maine, and we went off the trail, and then we were like climbing shit you're not supposed to climb. And like I thought I was gonna die for like a solid I don't remember like maybe an hour or maybe 40 minutes, whatever. But every moment you're like you have to keep climbing. You can't climb down. You'll fucking die for sure. So there was at this one point where we were holding onto a little twig and and another little rock and like supporting our body weight to try to go over this. My friend had a backpack, and I was like, dude, give me the backpack while you climb, and then you'll trade it, and then I'll give it to you. And he's like, no, I got it. And I was like, I'm about to watch my friend die. This is what's gonna happen. And so from that prolonged I'm gonna die experience, I really learned to like let a lot of the shit fall away where I'm like, I couldn't care less about that. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's about family. It's about the people you love. It's about what you believe in. And it's about drive. It's about power. That
Yeah,
rock
for
from
sure.
the rock.
No,
Rockefeller.
Yeah.
You have that
His friend is Schwab.
you have that feeling. I've had that before where you think something very imminent, like near death type thing, and then you try to focus in on what is important, and it boils down to that type of stuff, family, and you don't stress too much about online stuff as much, but
You don't stress as an individual, correct? Right?
What?
it's
Wait, what
Right?
happened?
You don't stress as an individual, though, right? Correct? You you personally don't stress about it, right?
Well, I stress about plenty of things, but yeah, but not like Brendan Traub and his big pick.
oh, that's the dude. He's just funny, man. Like
No, that is just entertainment. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I feel bad for the guy. Like, in a way, he's actually like in a better place in his life financially than I am, and so I should be like, wow, that guy's got it made. But also, I feel bad that it seems like the majority of people are just laughing at him. That can't feel very nice. So
I can't. You can't.
and that's a
Well,
boring take. That's a terrible.
If you're a
like
bitch, you care
fun.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Stuttering John thing's like that now, where he's making a lot of money. He just turns on his computer, get people super chat him, and most of the people are just ripping on him,
Yeah.
or
But
trolling him.
That's another thing too. Is like Anthony was talking about how he's got like a trans kid. Like that's something I would never do. I don't particularly think that's. I think that's such a low blow. But Anthony's a different guy. I don't have to agree with everything.
Why is that a
Anthony-
low blow? Come on, man.
Yeah, like talking about a dude's kids. Like,
Who gives a fuck, dude? If you get so triggered that they're talking about your kids, they're not even involved in it. I mean,
oh,
what?
dude, no, you'll trust me. You'll change your mind on that.
All right. I need. Yeah, I'm hip. Yeah,
You will
all right.
absolutely change. You'll be like, do I fucking?
I'll kill that motherfucker.
Yeah, do I find them or is that like, no, I can't because like that now I'm out of the picture.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead about the trans kid. Go ahead.
No, I just thought that was like off them, but then
Well,
again,
they
I'm
knew
not-
each other forever, and
Yeah.
they've been like to each other's houses and stuff. So they've had like a whole thing. So
Didn't Stuttering
not that-
John say he's gonna fucking like run for like office at some point, and he would exalt Anthony from all his fucking past doings?
yeah,
legally?
I think he was trying to
I saw
like
that shit.
run
With
for
Artie Lang.
politics. Yeah.
Wait, and he was saying he was gonna like pardon them?
Pardon
He went
Anthony Cumia from
into
his shit.
yeah, he went into compound and as a guest, and he's like,
Oh,
yeah,
already
he's
laying
trying to
into show.
promote his like his campaign, like
That was
people to
hilarious.
give him money, and he's like, yeah, when I get elected to city council,
Oh my
I'll
god,
expunge your record or whatever.
that was so funny and retarded. Hey, but listen, we're coming up on 1
Yeah,
a.m. Do you guys want to? Would you mind if I tucked it in and went night night?
yeah, I
I'll
need
send
to
it
do a
to
little
you, bro.
mirror, so we're hitting 3 hours here in like
Yeah, it was a
30
good show.
seconds. So,
It was a great
Yeah.
show.
dude,
Ryan.
yeah, dude, it was
Dr.
really
Chow.
cool meeting you, man. Like
It was
like
an
I
honor.
said
It was an honor.
at the beginning, it was
honored.
like
It's all mine.
seeing an old friend because like you look way different than I remembered you from watching you
Yeah,
8 years ago. But then now I remember certain things and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this and that.
It was 8 years ago. Wow, that's fucking nuts. That's crazy. At least I have.
Yeah.
I got something to show for it. We all do. We're all parents.
We
That's
all do.
beautiful. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. We're girl dads. That's
We are.
Yeah,
man.
I got sons too, but yeah.
hell yeah. Well, I'm about to
Yeah.
have one too. You're early in your journey of fatherhood. You'll probably pop out a son too. But yeah, so no, it's it's all good. Now you're spitting beer all over the fucking room.
Anything you want to throw out for
Hey,
anyone
man,
who's
the boys.
anything you want to
Plug.
plug just for anyone who's
Yeah.
still watching?
Yes. Wait, let me see. How many people are watching? Have they decided?
We
There's
got
like
15 now. We
15
dropped
or
down to
20.
15 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much was it before? Yeah, we've been
It
going
was
a
like
while.
20 something.
20 something. I'm gonna type in the chat. Hello.
Yeah, when you guys were going back and forth for a bit, I typed in there. I said hi to Dirty Dalish, our OnlyFans fan, or OnlyFans chatter. Yeah, she's a chick.
Hello.
She was on one episode too, but she's a very successful OnlyFans chick.
Well, good for her.
I've never been on OnlyFans, but she's in the community, so.
Yet again, if you guys could put in a good word and get me on the Simcast, I would be so sick.
Dude,
I just get no, that's gotta be awesome. Just all them ladies being funny. I'm just kidding. No, they're lovely. I'm sure they're great. But yeah, no, I don't do this very often. I'm glad I could be candid with you guys and it's not boring.
That was an
maybe
honor,
it was
sir.
boring, but no, it was a good chat. This could be a chat that goes, even off cam. I'll keep you guys in touch.
I'll ask you about the music shit, bro.
dude, yeah, it was a
Music
pleasure.
stuff, we will keep in touch with that. Yeah, I created a music group fucking 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago now, of just people that I put this out to like fans of the show. I was like, anybody want to be like in a music group where we chat about music and stuff like that? We should collab and whatever. I've been hanging out with these guys for like every Tuesday at 10 p.m. And this isn't, we don't record it. We don't put this out. It's just like, I like talking to these guys and I like talking to you guys. This could have been a private thing,
Yeah,
like
that's what I want the show to be. I want it to just be fun, So.
Very, very off the cuff, very like, I'm not even, I'm sure I didn't come off as very entertaining. I'm sorry about that, but
no, you made me do 3 spit takes. You're straight, bro.
I think
dude, it was good. It was fun.
There's definitely 5. But yeah, can I plug the site?
Hey, do your shit, bro.
Cool. So fucking censor.tv, you sign up for it, you look at all this stuff. Oh look, Gabe Dolls. You can go to, there's a lot of fucking shows, a lot of people there. You can see all, this is the whole damn list. But let's go down to my show. It's called a Celebrity Mailbag, you see. And so I do a whole bunch of wacky impressions, guys. This is nuts. Dave Chappelle, wait, what? And they make up some random characters, like Michael's a gay black guy. He's like, yeah, this is crazy. So Gavin was talking. And then I do a Jack Black one where I sing songs of Jack Black, RFK. I have some guests, Jason Scoop. That guy's great.
Okay.
Great guy. Tim Pool, whatever. Yeah, there's like a bunch of folks. I did a Theo Von one. Maybe I'll do a Brendan Schaub. Who knows? So that's there. Censor.tv. You can subscribe for fucking $10 a month. And then also we're on tour. And so you go to censor.tv/tour and then you can see us and then we'll hang out if you get a VIP thing. Those have been a lot of fun. We have Baltimore coming up.
Still fuck with you guys or no?
Barely. Like I think two of them showed up in Florida and then they just left.
Good,
so like
right.
you're in no danger if you come to these shows. They're really cool and really fun. We're having
are
a
you
great
guys
time.
still doing like you have to find out where the fuck they are when the day of the show? Or are you guys now just being normal with your tickets?
I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I gotta check that.
Depends on the place.
Yeah, exactly. Like the area, whatever. But yeah, there's that, and then you know my YouTube channel. I just typed hi or hello in the chat. If you subscribe to me, I do guitar streams where I play guitar, and then also, I think that's it. And yeah, I think that's all I got to plug.
All
And then
right.
also, of course,
I
if you're
guess-
if
Go
you're
ahead, buddy.
interested in help with your journey to God,
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
email me at
Brian, I hope you burn in hell, all right?
No.
I hope I don't. It's really hard to make sure I don't. No, I know you're kidding. But yeah, email
Dante's
me
in
at
front over here.
Ryan at censor.tv. And because that feels important to me. So anyway, there's that.
Well,
Go ahead, Dr. Chow.
bless you, man, and say what up to the big G of all
Oh, Gavin,
G's,
yes.
Mr.
Will do.
Gavin, for us. So
Yeah, maybe you can even, dude, if you guys compile, like, if you can like make sense of all of these beefs, in especially if it's like a visual chart of like
Yeah,
who's
I get
got
that.
I'm sure he would like to have you on the show to explain what the fuck's going on, because he was really interested in that. I was like, dude, we need a chart, and he was like, yeah, we do. Like I
we
don't
can get a
know.
couple people on it who'll map it out, because there's a couple people who are really into it. So yeah, that'd be
Maybe
dope.
to explain it.
Good.
And
Gavin would kill in this live streaming game if he got into this and started beefing with all these people.
you know what he would kill?
Love it, bro.
Kill your YouTube channel if you had him on your show. That's for sure. They would ban him.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the problem. He's
Yeah.
not allowed in the arena.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good. I'm banned off fucking Instagram. I'm actually pretty grateful for that. But I'm on Twitter at
Yeah, I saw
Asian
that,
Pat
yeah.
Dixon. Asian Pat Dixon. That's it.
So
Beautiful.
all I want to say is thank you, Ryan, so much for calling on, man. It was a pleasure debating you, talking with you, just having fun with you, man. As an individual, it was a great time, man. I appreciate you,
Likewise.
sir.
That was a lot of fun, guys. Thank you.
Yes,
Cheers.
sir.
God
Cheers,
bless.
boys.
Later, guys.
Buddy.
Good night.
Take care. Later, Mir. Have a good night, man. Get some